He
is someone that gets even hot chocolate, but
2 days in a row, right?
maybe 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
Someone said, like hot or a coffee, mocha, whatever. It's like, would you like that iced or hot? I'm like, doesn't everybody? But I guess people like it iced. At least when you ask for hot chocolate, it's not iced or hot. It's hot chocolate.
I've never got into iced coffee.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Really? It's just you just like the coffee taste.
Like I've had it before, like I've tasted it, and it's just like.
But you like it. You like it hot.
Oh yeah.
Some like it hot. Good morning, everyone. We've already got people checking in. Peg Junk, Eric, Mike Barnbaum, MC. Good morning, everybody. Well, isn't it a lovely morning? It's actually not a lovely morning. I did have to. Yeah, I guess I had to. My brother-in-law was over last night and said he's flying out. I don't even know where he's going. It was a surprise. He goes, I'm not even telling the family. You'll see when I get a picture. Okay. But can you take me to the airport? Yeah, not a problem. What time? It's him that's sacrificing more than I did. I said, well, generally I leave my house 5:15-ish, get here by 5:30, if not sooner, or whatever. Sometimes you're a little later, sometimes you're a little earlier. And his flight is, I don't think, till like 8:15.
Oof.
Yeah. And I said, well, if you want me to take you, I'm thinking 4:30, 4:45. I would like, if we're going all the way out to the airport, drop you off. It won't take very long. Turn around, get back here to make sure I feel comfortable. Let's do let's plan between 4:30 and 4:45. He's like, okay. I mean, it's on him. He's going to have to wait at the airport. So up, ready to go. I waited on him a little bit. Left probably right around 4:45. That drive to the airport was nasty this morning. I'm sure your drive in, Chris, was bad. It's dumping out there. You got a giant dump outside. So it's nasty. Be careful. At what point does when will this phrase stop, Chris? We need the rain. Like people,
my dad was big on that.
And I think
we would have it for like 2 weeks of rain. He goes, well, we need it. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's flooded outside.
Yeah. Sometimes it can, I mean, again, rain's good. We do need rain periodically. In California, we have had years of a drought. I have not heard that phrase said in a while. And thank goodness. I'm happy for that. And I'm not saying that it has to stop raining, but I'm asking about that phrase. Like almost every conversation, whoo, it's raining hard outside. Well, we need it. Do you know that? Do we? I don't know. I think it's just the coping mechanism of someone whose feet get wet or someone who's wet on their shoulders. It's raining outside. We need it. Okay. And if we do, we do. Jam-packed show today. that we will get into. But I got some pictures last night from one Christopher. Do you have a new wrestling name? Do you have a wrestling name?
El Diablo Blanco. Mass wrestler.
Nice catch, El Diablo Blanco.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Every time. I mean, that we need to use that clip more. You used to use that a lot.
Really?
We need to use that one less. Campeo, Chris, and Deuce in the front row at AEW. Were you with Deuce?
Yeah.
Okay, because you told me when we last talked yesterday, I knew where your seats were going to be. You had assumed because of who Deuce was going with that at first he would probably be up close, but then you heard from that other person that they might be further back. What happened?
I assumed wrong.
Oh, I was going to say I didn't know if you upgraded Deuce.
No.
Okay. So how close was Deuce to you?
He was. We made a paella sandwich last night. So it's Deuce, my Uncle Greg, and then me.
Okay. Why wouldn't
it was fresh?
Deuce, Uncle Greg, Chris. Well, why wouldn't that have been a switcheroo, you and Uncle Greg?
I don't know. It's just how we walked in there.
Okay.
It wasn't like anything planned. Because we walked in and then it's one of those things of find a bathroom, get a drink real quick.
Find your seat.
Get your seat.
Okay, so I don't know Uncle.
And a Jody Bacon sighting yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Working or viewing?
Working.
Wow. So I don't know Uncle Greg, but if we rank Chris, Uncle Greg, Deuce, Fresh, one being the best or highest on my scale.
And I will say this, I think the reason why we switched was probably because of... You can hear my voice today.
I was going to say I hear it.
I don't think Deuce wanted to be as close.
Okay, so that
he could hear me fine.
That might answer my question. So if I'm saying 1 is the highest or the most fun or the most energetic to 4, least, doesn't mean they had a bad time. How would you rank those 4? Uncle Greg, you, Deuce, or Fresh?
Oh, 10.
No, not 1 to. I mean, who had who lived the experience the most? Were you 1?
Oh, yeah.
Who was 2? Fresh?
I would say Deuce.
Okay. Then Fresh or Uncle Greg?
Fresh.
Okay. Well, Uncle Greg had a good time, though.
Oh, yeah. Okay. He said the first time he went to Memorial Auditorium to watch wrestling was in the 60s. I'm like, how old were you? He's like 7. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, you remember it? He's like, yeah.
So Uncle Greg likes wrestling or just wants
to hang big out? Wrestling fan.
Okay. Did Uncle Greg get you into wrestling?
It's one of those things it's one of the very few things I don't remember the first time watching wrestling. It was something that was always on at my grandma's house, and my cousins were super into it. And as everyone got older, everyone stopped following along, and it was just me.
Just you. The lone...
He reminded me of the other day, because I used to be a referee at a local promotion.
I remember this.
And he went to the show, and in the show, I was hit from behind. I was knocked out, and the bad guy won. And my little cousin was there, and he went and told my grandma, oh, yeah, we went and saw Christopher referee, and he got knocked out. And my grandma was livid.
Oh, no!
Oh, she called my mom, and my grandma was big on whenever we were watching it. Guys, this is fake. This isn't real. Like, they aren't really hitting each other. And then she was furious.
I think that could have been part of the bit. Like, she comes out, you get knocked out.
Oh, no. You don't make grandma mad.
Did she have the flip-flop, the shoe?
The chancla?
Chancla?
Yeah. I never got it. I was the favorite.
You were the youngest
of that group of cousins.
Right. But I mean, you made it through.
I'm the youngest, which is really the 6th oldest.
But there's a time where like just the strictness eases off, and you were in the sweet spot there probably. So tell me about the show.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, if you go and watch it, you see us a lot.
Campeo said they saw you. I mean, like, Are you all? I did not see it. I should have, but I did not. Were you all over it?
So I came home and probably watched the first half hour, and then I went to bed. So I have to go back and see it. But like you could see me in the background and stuff. I don't know if you could hear me. I was
probably.
Yeah.
Is there? And you saw station legend Philip from Galt.
I did.
Yeah, he's a big wrestling fan.
I heard him first.
You did. Did he spot you?
He spotted Deuce.
Oh, of course he did. And he got Deuce's attention?
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys talk to him? Or saw him from
he was
afar?
like way up.
Yeah.
He didn't have our.
He didn't have the connection.
He didn't have our connections.
Yeah. I mean, it pays to interview wrestlers and no people.
No great people.
Yeah. So tremendous show, great show. You had a good time?
AEW, like all of their shows, are fantastic. You're always going to get really good matches with a little bit of story in there. But it was like every time they come around this area, I will be there.
Did you see Willow Nightingale?
I did.
Did Willow Nightingale see you?
She saw me. I don't think she recognized me.
Gotcha. I mean, she had a
Talked
match.
to like 30 people yesterday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday.
How was the crowd?
Crowd was amazing.
Yeah.
Loud, like the entire show.
Does our guy Ron go to these?
He's not an AEW guy.
Oh, come on.
He's
Ron.
a WWE guy. I'm a wrestling fan. Ron is a WWE fan.
Let's make this perfectly clear. Okay. So they're not, I know they're not the same, but people can be fans of different things in that realm.
Yeah. Like there are people that are fans of AEW that don't like WWE. I don't like doing that stuff. I just like wrestling.
Yeah.
So there are times at WWE I'm just like, geez, this is stupid.
Was your guy, but I'm going to say my guy just because, Orange Cassidy there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how'd he do?
He was there with Ishii. I got to see Ishii in Sacramento.
Are you serious?
The Stone Pitbull.
Yeah. Come on, Chris, I know. What did Orange Cassidy do?
Stick his thumb out.
Still the same denim,
Real chill.
denim outfit?
Oh, yeah.
His own picture on his face, on his shirt?
Nope, picture on his face.
Yeah, whatever. When are they coming back?
I think next year.
Okay.
I know that I've heard some rumblings about possibly a pay-per-view. But
Possibly? Okay.
like if the crowd, a huge crowd last night, loud crowd last night, I mean, that was, I think Sacramento did a pretty good showing.
It was raining. You didn't have to be outside or wait in the rain.
Oh, no.
You just walk right in. I have not been in the auditorium in years.
Hasn't changed.
Yeah. But like still a pretty cool setup. Like I
Yeah.
saw some of the pictures. It looks fun.
Yeah, it's like, it's a perfect place for a wrestling show.
Can you believe the only no, I think we had some station event there one time years ago. And then can you believe Sac State used to play there basketball?
Watched a game there when I was in high school.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Different. I remember broadcasting games from there.
Where was your setup at?
We were courtside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That was forever ago.
Because I remember we were in the upper section game down there, and then was it the band that was on the stage?
I was feeling a stage. Yeah, yes, I think so. And the stage would have been on the baseline, correct? Because you didn't go. It wasn't side. Yeah. Yep. And then we were just like press row, I guess, where we broadcast. This is all the way back when Coach T was the coach. Gosh, this is probably 98, 99, 2000, kind of in that range. Man, long time ago.
I was a freshman.
Which year? All of them.
Yeah.
All 4 of those years.
It wasn't until 2006 where I was a sophomore.
Oh, I mean, well, it takes time. It takes time to get these classes down. That's why Avery's going to enjoy her. What are we at now? Like 10 years at USC?
At least.
Dave hates that. And I love that we both pile on that.
Well, then he didn't understand. He's just like, well, it's 4 years. And both of us are like, that's not like really a thing anymore.
No, not especially when you're in band. I mean, come on. And you're meeting with George Lucas. I like films.
I like films. This reminds me of American Graffiti, one of
Yeah.
my first films.
Yeah, 4 is very rare nowadays. I mean, it can be done.
Yeah, like
Has
when
been done.
I was going to Sac State, like immediately we're told just like you most likely will have to take at least 5 years.
Yeah. I don't know if I took too many classes. Probably the answer to that is yes. I won't say it's because I was so smart. It would have almost been more of a badge of honor now. I was really close to finishing at 3. I mean, there was just a couple. I needed like 2 classes in my last year. And so I just kept taking. I had to wait till I think the winter quarter to get one. And then I had one last one in the spring. But I definitely could have been done in the winter. But part of it was because I did stay back one summer and did like the 2 6-week summer school sessions.
I want to say Brady Quinn graduated in like 3.5 years.
Yeah, I mean I think I remember my freshman quarter, very first quarter, and like the people I'm running into were taking. I'll have my numbers wrong, I think, but maybe 12 units, and I'm like, oh, I have 18. Is that? I'm like, is that? Oh, I guess that's a lot, and it was. I realized that, so I came in with a big number. Then I was probably doing around 14 to 15. And then took summer school my junior year, and I was almost done. And I'm like, wow. But then my last year was just, I took photography. I took drawing, intro to art or drawing or yeah, it was crazy. Because I needed classes to be a part-time student, and then I was waiting on a couple last for my major, and that was it. But
tells you how long ago it was. I was taking a golf class at Sac State. And the teacher, I want to say, used to be in the Dodgers like farm system as like a player, and then like as a coach, but not like big time or whatever.
But was teaching golf?
He was teaching golf, and like we'd get started on something, and then like I'd spend like a couple minutes on it, and then I'd go to him and just talk about baseball for the entire time.
Back when you liked baseball.
Yeah.
I would
and
say,
like literally it'd be like, okay, we're gonna be chipping here for like 30 minutes, and I'd chip for like and then like, hey, so did you ever play against Manny Ramirez?
I would always see people at Davis that were in golf class. I'm like, it seemed like that's all they were ever doing to me is chipping. Like, because they didn't have a course. It was just like on the intramural fields, and it would be, they got about 60 yards, and they're just
that
chipping,
was exactly
chipping.
What we had. And then we did have, sounds weird, like a field trip, but we went to a driving range, and they had like one of those like trackers and stuff so that they could tell you everything. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. But you're over there talking baseball with your golf coach.
He's like, all right, go in here for 5 minutes, and I'll tell you about your swing. And then I go and do that. And he's like, okay, so you work on this, this, and this. All right, okay. So, like, did you ever meet Vince Scully?
What was golf, like 2 days a week for an hour? Like, is it like another class?
I think it was like 2 days.
Tuesday, Thursday, 12 to 1.
Yeah, it was 2 days for a week.
So it's such a funny class to have, but I mean, it's not exclusive
and
to Sac State.
What was hilarious, because like if it was like raining like this, obviously you can't do it. So then we would get an email and just like,
class?
Look up this tournament that Tiger Woods was in.
Some assignment that nobody really cared, nobody tested you on. Was that a pass, no pass, or pass?
Yeah.
I mean, just basically have a pulse, show up, and you pass. Let's see, where was this? Peg Junk. I saw Slipknot at the Memorial right before they renovated. Was wild. It was awesome.
Yeah, I saw Dropkick Murphys there. That was pretty crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they still doing stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
They're never stopping.
I haven't seen them I've heard them, but I haven't seen them in a while. I saw McDonald's All-American game at Memorial Auditorium. That's cool, too. That's from Campeo. Yeah. Memorial, legendary, still in our area, still utilized. And Chris was there, and if you saw him last night, let us know on our chat or on our text line 916-339-1140. All right, let's go ahead and do it. Let's lead off.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
And we're back. Yes, Kings basketball is back.
What?
Tonight.
Wait, is this a new season, or because it's been forever since they last played?
Yeah, it's the follow-up season. The writers got together. The script is done. There's some.
Oh,
new...
I think this is like Dave's idea of like the bottom 10 teams are relegated in the same, and they play the same teams.
It's super clear. It begins tonight. The script writers have done their part. The second season isn't going to be as long. It's only 26 games. Now the Kings and Magic, as Sacramento tries to end their long losing streak. Tonight we've got it for you right here on Sactown Sports, 7 o'clock. Game night at 5:30.
I will be here.
With me.
Oh,
With me.
getting the band back together.
Yes. Chris will be on the board. Henry will be out there. I'll be out there. The G-Man will be on the call. The band is together. What could go wrong?
Everything.
I guess a 15th consecutive loss or a win, but we will be detailing today throughout the show the ever-growing list of injuries regarding our Sacramento Kings. You heard the news probably yesterday. Sabonis now season-ending surgery. LaVine is already having season-ending surgery. Keegan's back. Keegan Murray. DeAndre Hunter practiced, but will be out tonight. And then Dylan Cardwell, unfortunately, rolled his ankle.
That was a tough one.
Yeah, because it's like, all right, I don't want to see Sabonis out, but he's out. That's great. That's going to be Renault and Cardwell. Well, Cardwell's going to be out, I think, what did they say, 4 weeks? Is when he'll be
reevaluated in 4 weeks. So he really...
He rolled it good.
Yeah.
I just want to see, give me the love. His reactions at the game is fun. They're fun for me. But yeah, Kings back in action tonight. We'll be talking about that today throughout the show. Let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
Second and a half is the lead for Schifrin. Everything that happened 4 years ago. Schifrin, just get to the line. And golden again at the Olympics.
Michaela Schifrin wins gold yesterday. The Olympics continued, and that had been kind of one of her nightmare spots from the last time at the Olympics. She's been one of the known commodities going into this Winter Olympics, and she had one of her best races ever as the Olympics continue. So congrats to Michaela Schifrin winning gold. Just fearless going down that slope like that.
She's got a real sense of herself.
What am I missing?
You haven't heard her phrase that she says all the time?
She says that?
Yeah. No.
What?
She says, every day I'm Schifrin.
Wanted to see how long I can make that pause. Comfortable or uncomfortable? I was kind of laughing inside. I didn't want to laugh out loud for Chris. Wanted to make that tougher for him. But that was kind of good.
Yeah,
but I was
got a good sense of herself.
I walked into it going, wait, I'm missing something, and I didn't have it. Dang it. Well done. USA, USA, USA. Let's go. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Darren will back it out and set up shot for Council. Here's a pass to Peterson. Uncorks a 3. Buried it again. Darren Peterson unconscious. He's got 20 already.
Peterson. Yeah, he was great for a half. Then kind of was shut down-ish in the second half. Not by the other team, just by himself. Some leg cramps, I think it was. There was some great college basketball last night. Alabama, Arkansas, double overtime. Incredible. A.J. DeBonsta in a loss against Arizona had a big night. We'll talk about some of these performances last night. And we're back to kind of Peterson. He was great. He was great in the minutes on the floor. I mean, every time I watch him play, I'm like, I see it. I have no questions about his ability. It's kind of back to his availability. And is this the sign of things to come, or is this just like, just a little weird thing he's just got to fight through? That's where people that make the big money as general managers either extend their careers or lose their jobs based on performances of 18, 19, 20-year-olds, right? A lot of times out of the draft, out of free agency, out of trades. But that's the job. You got to be able to figure out what's best for your team, which player will best fit your program, which one you can best utilize to grow and mature and kind of peak and be in your environment and thrive. Again, watching Peterson at Kansas, they got highlights of him up there right now. He was amazing in the first half, but did not play a whole lot in the second half and didn't have to. Kansas has been pretty good this year. I think they got their 20th win last night, and just hasn't been as smooth as you'd expect as far as minutes on the floor. I think he ended with 23. Yeah, missed 5 shots, 7 of 12. He had a good performance. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in the show. Want to tell you what's coming up today. We will be talking with Kelly Brothers at 7:30.
Good at business.
At 8 o'clock, it's Thursday. You know what that means.
I know I'm shamelessly pumping the poll here.
Yeah, he is, from The Athletic. And then we missed her yesterday, but she is confirmed for today, 9 o'clock, TV analyst of your Sacramento Kings, Katie Christensen.
Oh, my gosh, you're just lame.
Man, I got dork, I got lame. All right. We'll see how this all goes.
Really?
Also got Blanco Nino.
Nice catch, Blanco Nino.
Before the end of the show, we will have Crosstalk with Matt and Kayla, celebrity birthdays, all that, and much, much more. It's Jason, it's Chris. Dave is off until Monday. When we come back, much more to get to. Still 3 for Madness. All our regular things, too. Who's hot? We'll have a 3 in the key for the Kings and the Magic tonight. We got a lot coming your way. So sit down, relax, check in with us, text us, chime in on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, all the details. You know them. We're back with more right after this.
The Sacramento Kings play here.
He's got the triple. Sacramento takes the lead.
Get your Kings fix all season long right here on your home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports and SactownSports.com.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Rain for the morning. It's going to be a wet commute and a little bit breezy at times. It's going to be cool as well. We'll see those rain bands extend into some scattered showers for the afternoon. Still staying cool with highs today in the 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda. Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not gonna do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
What's up? We're talking to Chad Hoblet of Hoblet Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram in Woodland. Chad, what's going on for Ram Truck Month?
Get the new Ram you want at the most affordable price I've seen in years. You can lease a new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie for as low as $399 a month for 39 months. That's $13,000 off MSRP on a brand new 2026 Ram truck.
Whoa, $399 a month? That feels like it can't be real.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive how we've been able to find all this savings. As a fifth-generation family-owned dealer, Our goal has always been, and continues to be, to serve our customers and save them as much as possible.
Search, select, and save through their whole inventory at HoblettDodge.com. Nobody beats Hoblet, period.
13,000 total net savings on select new 2026 Ram 1500 Laramie after 5,000 factory rebate and 7,000 dealer discounts. Rebates may include 2,000 select inventory cash on select inventory, $399 special lease with $29.95 due at signing plus tax, license fees, and dealer accessories. Must finance through Stellantis. 7,500 miles per year, 30 cents per mile over for well-qualified buyers with 720 plus FICO score. Sample VIN 179105. MSRP 68,125. See dealer for details.
At Power Business Technology, we're not another big box corporation. We're your neighbors, locally owned and operated. We know what businesses like yours need, from reliable printers to high-performance copiers. We'll help you find the right solution with personal service you just can't get online. Need setup or support? We're just down the road and always happy to help. Power Business Technology, family hometown service with big-time solutions. Contact us today for all your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729 or visit us at powercopiers.com.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
Coming up at 7:30, Kelly Brothers, 8 o'clock, Sam Amick, 9 o'clock, Katie Christensen. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud here on the return of Sacramento Kings basketball today. Kings and Magic tonight. We were talking about Chris's escapades last night being at Memorial Auditorium. From the text line, 916, I saw Tool play there. Okay. And then this 209.
Tool's going to be at the Sphere.
What's that?
Tool's going to be at the Sphere.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow. You haven't been there yet, have you?
No, I haven't been to Vegas since, I think I looked it up yesterday, 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's about time to make a road trip, Chris.
Not
a fan? Well, I mean, the cost just
so expensive.
And isn't Vegas not doing as well lately?
I would think so. I know a lot of their international travelers aren't going there now.
Yeah. 209 said, it reads here, I saw Iron Maiden and Scorpions plus many other shows in the 80s at the Memorial Auditorium. That's really cool.
I want to say Bob Marley played at Memorial Auditorium.
What is it for a concert? I don't know what it seats, but in general, I
think 2,000.
Okay. I thought maybe more.
Because it was 2 something last night.
Okay. And have they done, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know how many, does it feel like there are improvements inside or it's basically the same?
It looks the same. I've always been there.
And it's fine. It's holding up. It's holding up just fine. But that 209 texter that said the Iron Maiden and Scorpions plus many other shows in the 80s is a Verlade fan because this was back on Friday. I was gone for Friday's show. So it must have been something about the Verlade squad. But as president, the Verlade squad would be deployed to Seattle just to slap coffee out of people's hands.
I said what Dave asked me what I would do if I became president.
Oh, okay.
And I basically said I'd become a dictator that everyone would love.
Well, CV would run on the promise I would build a wonder wall. Also, Chris would sign an executive order to end skimping on the meat filling in all tamales.
What?
That's the same person. All 3 of those. That's what I laughed. I go, wait, I saw the Iron Maiden one, but these are the last couple of texts. Oh, man. Steely Dan and Journey at Memorial in 1975 for $7.50.
I paid my taxes.
Do you like Steely Dan? Journey?
The Giants really killed that.
Not Steely Dan.
No. But the Giants really killed that. Don't Stop Believing.
Yeah. I forget. Did you see? I know Dave saw it. Did you see that Yacht Rock documentary?
No.
Why no?
Because I'm not interested in any of those bands. But I will say the first, what was it? It was with Bill Hader and Fred Armisen, and they do think it's called American Now.
Oh.
No, it's like a fake documentary now. It's a fake documentary show. And they did one on the Blue Jean Committee.
Yeah.
And they were like sort of a yacht rock type of band.
That's the kind of stuff you like.
Yes. Yeah. I tell everybody to watch Documentary Now. It's one of the funniest shows out there.
Let's see. Another one texter. 1980, I saw Molly Hatchet open for REO Speedwagon at the Memorial. Okay. Let me ask you this, Chris. I think I told you this yesterday that off air that the TV we have for my son, like it automatically goes to like an SNL vault.
Oh yeah.
And yesterday when I turned it on was dang it, I'm gonna get the name wrong of the skit of the it's like a kid. Oh, Jeremiah Junction, and it's Tim Meadows is like a. It's like a kid's show.
Oh, is it when they spell the letters with their
and then Cameron Diaz comes out as Katie Kindness with a K or something like that, and then there's a C for I don't remember what the Caring maybe, and then there was Umberto Unity, and then we got a new friend, and it's Frank Friendship, and then they're trying to get
F is for friendship.
Yeah, and then they try. No.
That's an incredible sketch.
It's really funny, and they keep trying to get in march in order and. Tim Meadows
to the front of the line, Fred. F.
And they're like, what? He doesn't like friendship. What's wrong with friendship? And he's basically trying to tackle Will Ferrell from getting into the front of the line. Pretty well done. It's a really good skit. Spring training is here. It's actually more than here. They've been training for the spring. We don't have spring yet, but we have baseball actually starting on Saturday. I know Chris is fired up for that with the A's and Giants both opening up spring training on Friday. Have you, you've never done that trip, have you? Spring training trip?
No.
You have done?
No, I haven't.
I remember doing that as a kid. My grandmother, of all things, when my grandfather passed, years and years and years ago. It's funny because you hear this stuff after.
World War I.
What's that?
World War I.
Too soon, Chris. But you're a kid. You don't really understand what's going on. And I heard later, like people thought, oh, my grandmother probably wouldn't make it much. Like she was so connected to my grandfather. Like a lot of people thought, it won't be long after that. And then she almost like had a second act for her and lived a lot longer. But she and a couple of her friends down in San Diego became like the biggest Padre fans ever. And like she would either listen to the games, watch the games, or go to the games. And so I never even once thought of her as a sports fan, but I was probably 8, and she took me to Yuma, Arizona to watch the Padres spring training. And it was really cool to go to spring training as a fan and as a kid.
Hey, Grandma, why aren't the Yankees here?
Yeah.
Dang, I can't do the good Jason voice because...
That sounds just like me. The good thing is at that point, Greg Nettles was then on the Padres. The other time we went, so that was really cool to see that. But I've then gone with Dave, and we've done the A's thing a couple times, and I know some people make that like a trip for them. And if you're a baseball fan and you go to Phoenix this time of year or down that way, and you can see a bunch of different teams play, hopefully you take advantage of the weather, play some golf. It's a good time out there. I saw this listed as far as the projected starting lineup for our sometimes Sacramento A's. I think they're wearing like Sacramento stuff on Fridays at home or something.
Is it Fridays or Saturdays?
One of the days.
Saturday, Friday.
Saturday is for Sacramento. Projected lineup for the A's: Nick Kurtz, Shea Langoliers, Brent Rooker, Tyler Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, Jeff McNeil, new addition, Lawrence Butler, Max Muncy, and Denzel Clark. It's a really good lineup. The bottom's a little bit thin, but the lineup is good. Love the infield. Love the future of what they've got there. And even what's coming after the trade last year for Mason Miller, one of the top prospects in minor leagues that they got coming up. Rotation I'm worried about: Severino, Jeffrey Springs, Luis Morales, Jacob Lopez, Aaron Savale. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. As far as the Giants, just a quick thought on what we believe will be their projected starting lineup. I like the Giants infield too. They are going to go with Luis Arias, that's a good addition. Rafael Devers, Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, that's their infield basically. Jung-Hoo Lee, Elio Ramos, Harrison Bader, who they added, Bryce Eldridge, Patrick Bailey, with Logan Webb, Robbie Ray, Adam Hauser, Landon Roop, and then probably Tyler Mahle, I think is how you say it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes for the Giants. But again, everybody in that division is going to be gunning for the Dodgers. All right, last night in college hoops, some of those guys were now all scouting because the Kings are going to pick early in this upcoming NBA draft. How did AJ do? How did Peterson look? Some of the other college basketball games. We'll discuss that before we get to the 7 o'clock hour. Coming up here on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your number one sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
Hey, this is Greg Papa. Are you working through a major insurance claim? SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to, not what just some adjuster working for an insurance company thinks you should get. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to A to Z Savings, our biggest sale of the year.
Happy to be here. Can I get some rotors?
Would you like brake pads with that?
How much are the brake pads?
Free with Duralast rotors.
Free. Really?
Really? Free.
I also need some oil.
Would you like an oil filter with that?
Yeah. How much is that?
Free with the oil.
Free. Really?
Really. Free. It's part of A to Z Savings with hundreds of deals.
From A to free.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Ends March 9. Restrictions apply.
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com. This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Right now, save $16 on a pair of Rain-X Rugged XL wiper blades, plus get 2 times O rewards points only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side, your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed, plus free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Right now at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sports Sedan for only $39.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $299 plus tax, license, and zero security deposit on approved credit. Mileage in excess of $10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. It really is the lease you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
Rebound, Tiller of KU. 15-6 Kansas. And Peterson has 11 already. Now a blow by to the cup. Left hand layup good. Darren Peterson putting on a clinic.
Darren Peterson was very good last night. Kind of shut down in the second half. Didn't play as much. He's one of the top prospects that our Sacramento Kings will be looking at. I mean, this draft class is awesome. I mean, it really is. I've been saying it now for a couple of days that I'm really looking forward to March Madness. Not any other way than normal, too, with the brackets and the gambling and the making predictions. I watch far less college basketball than I ever have. I used to be a faithful into all the games, or as many as I could take in. But between the draft class and actually between the teams, there's just some really good basketball going on. And I think we're going to have a great NCAA tournament. I was looking at this yesterday, and let me pull this back up because I want to make sure I have my rankings right, or my numbers right here, excuse me. Yeah, if you just look at the top 10, we'll get to like the top 8. Kansas, who has Peterson, got their 19th win yesterday, 19-6. Purdue is 21-4. They used to be number 1. Iowa State 22-3. UConn, who lost yesterday to Creighton, 24-2. Arizona 23-2. Duke 23-2. Houston 23-2. Michigan, our number 1 team now, 24-1. But then you just got teams lurking. Like, you know, Gonzaga is 25-2 and they're 11th right now. And these are rankings. We know seedings will be different. BYU with C Domantas, who had a good night last night, 19-6. Let's see where else. Traditional powers, Michigan State and North Carolina, both 15-16, 20-5. St. John's at 20-5. You've got St. Louis. Are they legit? Well, they're 24-1. Miami of Ohio, 25-0. Man, I just think this tournament with Nebraska, like they came out of nowhere earlier this year, 22-3. It's going to be really, really good. Really, really good. The game, though, of the day was Arkansas and Alabama yesterday, and it was a massive game from another top pick. One of those guys projected to go high is Darius Acuff.
Darius across the timeline with 15 seconds to go. Gets a screen out high, launches a three, and knocks it down. Acuff ties the game with 11.9 to go. Alabama not going to call a timeout. Philon to the other end, 4 seconds. Step back, 2, rattles around, won't go. We're going to overtime.
Yeah, he is moving up the ladder each and every day. As Acuff, I've seen at the back end of the lottery, he went for, I believe, 49 yesterday. You heard the name in there as well. Philon was really good for Alabama.
Philon to Noah, back to Philon. Philon stepping back, 3 for the lead. Bottom. Oh, mercy. LeBaron, Philon Jr. gives Bama its first lead since the first half, midway through.
Yeah, Alabama was down, I think, 17, 15, something like that for their comeback, and gave us a classic finish.
Acuff driving to the lane, off the window, no, put back, no, 2 seconds, 1, buzzer, ball game, and hallelujah, let's get out of here. Alabama Bama wins it. As phenomenal a regular season game as you will ever see in 2 overtimes. Alabama hangs on by the skin of our teeth and wins it. 117-115 is your final.
Yeah, great basketball. Great basketball. And so I look forward to March Madness. Like I've been saying, the next couple of weeks will be important here to see seeding, conference tournaments, and then the big deal, the big dance. And after that, we'll be on draft lottery watch for the Sacramento Kings. And the fun part, or the nervous part, but no matter what, no matter how this ends for the Kings, whether they're first, whether they're fifth, whatever they finish, and whatever draft lottery position they get, we'll do a deep dive and we'll start to figure out and talk to experts and other people that have their opinions on what spot the Kings are picking in and who they should take. And to me, the fun part about this is I look at a lot of mock drafts and a lot of different people's opinions on this, and there hasn't been, I would say, a consensus. A lot of people, I would say, if you look at the majority of them, Peterson is probably landing at the top spot the most. Boozer was up there earlier in the year. A lot of people are huge fans of A.J. Debonsa. But Caleb Wilson, who had the injury, tough news, too, the other day with the injury for Texas Tech and Toppin, because he's, is kind of a player of the year type candidate. Mikael Brown Jr., I'm a big fan of Kingston Flemings. We had a caller yesterday talk about Keaton Wagler. Nate Ament. We mentioned Acuff. Yeah, I see Acuff on the latest mock draft is as high as 9 now. You just got to keep playing, keep seeing what it looks like, get to the combine, see how guys work out, more draft intel, and I don't know. I'll say this until probably the end of time, as long as they have the draft. The Kings just have to draft correctly. And I know that sounds like such an elementary statement, but they haven't. They haven't always. And teams don't always. And they all have the right intentions. Nobody's trying to do that on purpose. But you evaluate this. I don't think you ever draft for need. That's my opinion. You try to take not only the best player at the time, but the best player you think down the line will be. And that's the hardest part to figure out. We can all watch what Darren Peterson's doing right now in Kansas and look at him and go, that guy looks pretty special. A.J. Debonsa looks pretty special. But at the end, let me pick a guy. Will Cameron Carr, the shooting guard out of Baylor, be the best player in the draft? History would suggest that something like that would happen. Not him per se, but someone further down the line that's picked 18th, that's picked 4th, that's picked 26th. That's the way drafts go. And the more times than not, if you not only don't get the best player in the draft, it's how large of a miss did you make? And so the draft we refer to a lot as 2018, where the Kings picked the highest they have in years, and they picked Marvin Bagley. Well, Marvin Bagley's still in the league, and he's still having a career, but Marvin Bagley's been either a starter or a bench player and has been more of a role player. Well, when you're picking at 2, you don't want a role player. You want as close to a starter/star/franchise player that you can possibly get, and the Kings did not get that. He started, probably could still start in this league and has for some teams, but he's not a dominant player. But I wouldn't, people here are going to call him a bust, and that's fine. We're going to get into semantics, but he still had a career. He's still playing. But the gap between taking someone like Marvin Bagley and missing on the guys that went after, as we know, Luka, Trae Young, Jaren Jackson, SGA, pick your guy, is a significant miss. So did you barely miss? Was it an egregious miss? Was it a colossal miss? Or was it, no, you did pretty well in the draft. You want to get closer to those first spots and first thoughts and not where you go, man, this team just had an absolute colossal miss. Let's check in with Mitch, who wants to talk some college hoops. What's up, Mitch? Good morning.
How's it going, Jason?
I'm doing well.
Poppin'?
How are you?
That's good. Pretty good. It's warming up here, but I think we're getting another storm coming Monday or Sunday.
All right, be careful.
Yeah. Stay inside. It's great being retired. Not really. I missed it. Anyway, I'm sorry.
No worries.
You mentioned that draft with Luka.
Uh-huh.
You got to say Phoenix wish they had taken Trae or Luka especially.
Absolutely.
He's been he's been a disappointment. He's average. He's had his career is just a little better than Bagley.
Yeah. Everybody had Ayton going number one, and he has not lived up to that at all.
Not close. It's for that many centers. He has a chance to be a star. One of the few centers around, legitimately, I'm sorry. I think it's going to be a great draft, like you said. I think if you pick in the first round, no matter where, you're aiming for a starter at least.
Yes.
And I think hopefully we don't pick no higher than 5. But you also got a lot of these freshmen one and done that we don't know about. Even so, I'm one of those 2 kids from the LA schools, Arenas and Perry. I bet you they're going to declare too, and they have a lot of potential, I think. What do you think? And thanks for taking my call, Jason.
You got it. Thank you. Well, I want to pick up on one point that Mitch said, because I'm looking at this mock draft. I'm looking at one in front of me. 1, 2, let me see. Where do I land? Okay, the very first 9 picks, the first 9 are freshmen, 1 sophomore, then 2 more freshmen. There's a senior in there, then more freshmen again. So I think that's the point on drafts. And my equivalent analogy here is anybody that played any kind of competitive sports growing up. If that's youth, 5th grade and younger to 6th, 7th, 8th grade, but more specifically as you're developing a little bit more, let's go to freshman sports. And I can tell you, I started playing basketball as a freshman competitively. Was fine, played, whatever. I was a starter of the freshman team. Okay, big deal. But we had people at that age that had developed faster or had played more and go, man, that guy's the best player on our team. And as we got to sophomore year and junior and senior year, that best player on our freshman team was not the best player on our team as a senior. My point being, this is a little bit more dramatic than that and a little bit more high stakes because it's business and professional and all that. But Darren Peterson right now may be the best player in this freshman class today. Would he be the best sophomore? Would he be the best junior if they stayed in class? Would he be the best senior? Well, we're not going to see that. We're going to see, is he going to be the best rookie? Is he going to be the best second-year pro? Is he going to be the best third-year pro? That's why the drafting and projecting is the hardest part. I think GMs generally, and I get it, you can only know what you see in front of you, will say Darren Peterson looks like he's got the most potential and right now is the best player. That's why you draft him. But a lot of times, those guys don't maintain that growth, that drive, that passion, and that's where you can get burned. And you just hope you don't get burned in a dramatic way, or you hope, no, we found a guy that is kind of a once-in-a-generation player, and that's why teams are trying to tank to get to the bottom and to find that opportunity to get a LeBron, Victor Wembanyama. And I don't know that any of these guys are that, but you got a lot of good players. And I think that's what's exciting about the people in the class going, hey, okay, we pick 8th, but we're going to get a really, really good player. So that's something to look forward to coming up in the NBA draft and watching more of this college hoops. Sports business with Kelly Brothers in the next hour. A lot more news about the Kings' injuries. But up next, 3 for Madness. Stan Van Gundy had a radical idea about the NBA draft. We'll discuss his idea and could it possibly work. We'll have that in 3 for Madness next.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, hour number 2 of the Thursday show. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, rolling right along here. Sactown Sports, thank you for being with us this morning. 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. By the way, the 209 said, Chris, you nailed it. Documentary now is a must binge.
Oh, yeah.
Big fans.
There's some that are just like, oh, this is just weird, but there are some that are just... The one I suggest is with our guy, Tim Robinson, and the bowling one. The bowling documentary, it's fantastic.
Who do you think you are? I am.
He's got something like that.
Checking in on our YouTube chat. You guys can comment there. We know we've got regular conversations going on there. We appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up, like, subscribe while you're there. Dave is back with us next week. Kings are back in action tonight, and we'll have more coverage on that. Sam Amick joins us in 1 hour, Katie in 2 hours.
What is this, elementary school?
We're keeping a regular schedule, so yeah, I guess so. If you could go back to elementary school, middle school, or high school, those were your only choices, where do you go?
Go back meaning like I'm just there for the day, or
I don't know. You're that age, and so you're in school as an elementary school kid, as a middle school kid, or a high school kid?
Elementary school.
Why?
I don't know. Don't have to worry about anything.
Just showing up.
Yeah.
Waiting for lunch. And
talk to my guy Kenny about Bret Hart the night before.
Did you and Kenny hang out?
Huh?
You and Kenny hang out? Yeah. You guys reminisce now?
We're basketball teammates.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you show him?
But he was way older than me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
By what? How many months?
He was a grade older.
Oh, okay.
He's in 6th grade.
So old. I told you yesterday, I got together with some high school friends over the weekend, and yeah, there was
I paid my taxes.
Something about that back then. It was like, whoa, they're a junior. You're a sophomore. And really, you might be the same. Like, you didn't know everybody's age, but because if they were a class above you, you're like, they're 17. Okay.
Our teachers were like super young, like right out of college. Yes. And one of my coaches, his wife was a teacher, and she got another job
in, I think it was Texas. So they moved away, and they came back probably 6-7 years ago, and I met up with them for breakfast type of thing. 6-7 years ago, and I saw them walk in, and I'm just like, oh my God, we're the same age.
That's the other point we were making, because we had, just like you, some of our, especially at the lower level, the freshman, sophomore years, some coaches, and we were like, God, they seem so old. I go, yeah, that guy was in my brother's class. So he's he was 4 years older, but and one of our friends was talking about how he slid into third base and totally
sliding into third. He feels
a juicy break of his pinky or whatever, was pointing the wrong way, and he went to him, and the coach was just like, yeah, you'll be fine. And I'm like, yeah, he was 19 or 20. He doesn't know how to medically treat. We didn't have trainers, out there. He's like, yeah, you'll be good. And he's like, my pinky was pointing the wrong way. What were we doing?
Rub some dirt on it.
Yeah. And then our varsity basketball coach, in my mind, seemed like he was 70. And then, I just saw something within the last 10 years that he retired. I'm like, he's still with us? I was happy. I'm like, he was probably 30. And you just wasn't that much older than if we were 17 or 18.
Wow, do you think we'll ever be as old as Coach Kapinski?
Oh, my goodness. What a different time. All right, Chris, it is 3 for Madness time. Let's go with question number 1.
Former NBA head coach and current NBA analyst Stan Van Gundy has a radical idea of eliminating the NBA draft and having rookies come in as free agents. What do you think about that thought?
Well, there's a lot of question marks here, and I guess Campeo said he had this idea earlier and shared it with Dave on the chat, and Dave said it would never work. I have questions. There's no doubt about that. So the premise behind it sounds my immediate reaction is this. It's like, oh man, if all these guys in this upcoming mock draft, so let's go with Peterson, DeBonsa, Boozer, Wilson, Flemings, so on and so forth, could all be signed as free agents. That's the thought. My thought is, Sacramento won't get any of them. But that's not entirely true, because if that's the premise behind Stan Van Gundy's idea, yeah, you have to have cap space. And so the teams that are cap tied can't get these players unless they work out some sort of amazing deal. But that's where I'd be afraid of, is let's say we'll keep using Darren Peterson, and he's like, yeah, OKC has minimal money, but I want to go play for a champion. I'll go play for. Can they play for a minimum? Do you have to set a parameter of what the rookies can make? That's the part that would scare me, or just or do the Kings have to go, yeah, we're going to pay Peterson $35 million a year to come? And you're like, wait, that's an unproven guy. It's just, I understand the concept. The whole concept of it is to alleviate the tanking concept, but I think there's some flaws in it. And now then, would you have, if this were the situation, would now the Kings, Chris, in this point, because they don't have money, they don't have a lot of space, would they go, oh yeah, we're buying out LaVine, we're buying out DeRozan, we're buying out whoever just to free space come lottery time, or not even lottery time, come draft time? I don't know what your overall thought on the kind of the concept of these guys coming in as free agents.
Yeah, the problem I have with that is you're going to have teams like the Kings aren't going to be able to get. They're definitely not getting the first pick, and
it's a gross overpay.
Yeah, they're going to have to overpay for someone. It's not going to be. You're not overpaying for the best player. You're probably overpaying for the 5th best player.
Yeah.
You know what? I would be okay with the deal if the NBA said all right, everyone is getting paid their contract, but now you're a free agent and it's a free for all.
Oh, you mean every player?
Every single
year?
player.
Oh my gosh. If we already think there's a ton of turnover now, my goodness. How would you, couldn't you get some super teams done that way? Because then if 10 players go, hey, look, we're all going to take $6 million this year. That's $60 million on the, that's way on whatever the number is. We're going to make this most amazing team. We're all going to the Brooklyn Nets. 1 year. Let's go win a ring.
I can't see that happening.
You can't?
No. What if they say, hey, let's all go to Sacramento?
I could see that happening. Let's make it happen. It's a different idea. It's a different concept. I could tell you this. the league sure seems obsessed, and a lot of people are talking about the tanking part. And the league hates that word, hates that concept, whether it's for gambling, whether it's for perception, whether it's for owners not liking it. But they have done enough things to detract from it, and yet it's still happening.
Well, they're never going to get rid of tanking as long as you put odds that the worst teams get the best odds in the lottery.
Yeah.
So that is the free agent idea. I don't like it, but that takes it.
It does take that away. The other one, I mean, we've thrown this out. It's not unique to us, but would you rather have the free agent idea, Chris, or the 14 teams that don't make it get one ping pong ball?
I'd be more for that.
Again, the only reason I like that one, and this is back to the made for TV, the lottery right now is weird. The actual premise, like the people that go in the room, they have to remove their phones. Like, I could be the Kings representative in the back room. You never see me. I shouldn't be seen. I can't talk to anybody. I see them go through the grid, the machinations, and it's 6-2-1-8. And then you go over to the chart, and 6-2-1-8 is team 8, 4, 1, and 6. And that's the draft order teams, and then everything else is in position. It's like, what is all of this? Because there's like 1,001 combinations or something like that of the numbers.
I can't remember what year it was, but do you remember that one year where the Kings had the lottery before the lottery? And I think it was with the Bulls.
Yes, and they won the coin toss or something.
Yeah,
It
wasn't a coin toss. It was like 3 Chicago balls, 3 Sac.
Oh, I didn't remember it that way. Okay.
And they like put them in a lottery and like whatever one. It was Sacramento's that came out.
And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember right, I think that's the one that they moved up into the top 4.
Yes.
And maybe it was Keegan or even Bagley. I think it might have been the Bagley year. But where the made for TV part is, if you have the 14 lottery teams, each with one ping pong ball, you roll that thing out to the stage and you literally spin the drum, take out ping pong ball with the 14th pick, Chicago Bulls. And there's kind of no mystery. There's no, conspiracy of the folded corner or the frozen envelope, however you deem that people think the Knicks got Patrick Ewing. Then with the 13th pick, the Dallas Mavericks. And it's just, you can have the same stage. We can all watch it live in real time. It doesn't seem fixed, even though people always go, it's a fix. OKC got number 1. Whatever. That's the only, I think that's the true benefit of doing the one lottery ball for every team. Also, might help alleviate. I mean, right now at the end here, the last 26 games, the Kings are going to be in the lottery. But if they had one lottery ball, it doesn't benefit them to lose any more games. They could win. They could go 16-10 in the last 26, still not making the playoffs or play-in, and you have one lottery shot. So, I don't know. Sam Van Gundy's a little more radical. They will definitely look at this because the league does care about it, and we'll see where it goes. All right, question number 2.
Question 2.
Earlier, you mentioned spring training trips. What sport trip would you like to make that you haven't already?
I don't know that I have one targeted, but are you doing another soccer trip at any time soon?
I really don't have the money for it, so it's one of those things as when I get extra, I kind of put it away somewhere. So hopefully.
Save for the future?
Yeah.
How did that other one come about? That was just a plan?
It was first our guy Ken Rudolph. Remember the horse expert?
Oh yeah.
I took his pick. It was like a 50-1 long shot, and I did a parlay with it, and I won like $1,800.
Whoa!
So that was one of the ones that just like, okay, I've got this.
I'm putting it aside.
I'm just putting it aside, and that is going to be my trip. And then someone found this super good flight from San Francisco to London round trip, and it was like $250 round trip.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. No, it was $300. It was $300 round trip. Yeah, like I haven't found anything close to that. And then I found some pretty good room rates, and then
so everything was adding up.
Yeah, and then like I have a connection with Manchester City through my supporter club in San Francisco, so they were able to get us tickets, and those were cheap. So like,
it's too good to be true.
It was like I won $1,800. I think my entire trip for like 10 days. like the total cost of everything was like $2,000.
That's incredible. And you saw, where did you go again? You went to?
We went up to Manchester. We saw Manchester City versus Manchester United. Then we flew to Croatia.
That's
for the Champions League for City versus Zagreb. Then we came back to London and watched Manchester City versus Arsenal. Coming back in through London, and saw Arsenal completely choke against City.
Oh, you enjoyed that.
Things don't change.
I mean, when was the last time they had that happen? Oh, yesterday. Never mind. Sorry, Arsenal. I mean, imagine. Can you imagine giving up an own goal against a team that's going to be relegated?
Wolverhampton.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm sorry, Chris, did you know about that?
I did know about it.
Okay. Man, what a way to lose. Own goal. What were they thinking? I can only imagine. I'd love to see like a reaction of people that like watch that and comment on it.
Oh, well, let me tell you something, buddy. There's a whole bunch of them out there.
I bet there are. I could only imagine. I've been trying to get Dave and his dad on this. Like, I'm on a quest for them to do a trip.
I think because yours is a lot like mine of like get multiple games in.
Yeah, because I mean, would it be fun to go to a place to watch a game? Sure. But one of my favorite trips that I did as like strictly as a fan several years back now, we went to Chicago. Came through Chicago, went to Wrigley Field, watched the Cubs play. I'd never been to Wrigley. And then the next day went to Notre Dame. I'd never been to Notre Dame, watched Notre Dame play Stanford.
Filmed your upside down Periscope.
Yeah. Again, the biggest mystery ever. That somehow, of course, you had to be, or was it, I don't even know what happened. It just went live on Twitter or something?
Yeah.
I remember looking and go, what's happening? Why is my camera on? I literally took it out of my pocket. I'm like, huh? And then turned it off. And then didn't know anything happened. You're like, yeah, nice video. I'm like, what? What happened?
I think it was like 20 seconds to it. Of course, I saw everything.
Yeah. I think I took it out of the pocket. It was like, let me take a picture. Wait, I could see myself on here. All right. Turned it off. How did I even just whatever. Fumble fingers. Anyhow, that trip was great. And I ran into people that were doing the same trip that were going from a Cubs game at Wrigley to, I think it was Stanford. Yeah, it was Stanford at Notre Dame. But then they did a third part. Chicago Bears were playing at Soldier Field. I didn't even look that far. Didn't do that. I wish I had. That would have been a great weekend to get in 3 sporting events, all different kinds. But yeah, that's what I like. I don't know that I would have I have a set thing. I don't know that I need to go to any specific event that I either haven't been to or that I'm dying to go to. But yeah, I think I would try to cross a couple of things off in one time. I think that's the ideal part is, like I said, going to let's say New York, you watch the Yankees or the Knicks or the Giants, just get a couple different things in. Flushing Meadows to watch U.S. Open tennis, something where you're
Flushing Meadows to see AEW Double or Nothing.
See? And then go right over there and watch the WNBA. Something like just getting multiple events in different areas to me is the dream trip to really knock out if you ever get a chance to do something like that. All right, let's get to question number 3.
The San Francisco 49ers will set a record for travel miles next season. Is that going to be a big deal?
Well, it's being talked about already. The schedule isn't officially out, but we do know they're going to play overseas. We also know they're going to be playing in Mexico City and just being in San Francisco, Santa Clara, and traveling east. They're prone to travel more than a lot of teams. I don't know. Travel feels like it's come up a lot here this week. We talked a lot about Sacramento State and them going into the MAC and people freaking out about the travel. I was trying to downplay that going, hey, it's 4 games. It's 4 of them. I think they're trying to avoid back-to-back weeks of that, so they might have a MAC road game, then home, or a MAC road game and a bye, and then road. So for the 49ers, look, they're professionals. I'm sure there'll be some wear and tear. I always say this, no matter if you're on the best plane in the best seating, something about getting on the plane, getting that altitude takes a little something out of you. It just does. I think that's just either a fact or a belief that I have. So there's something to it, but there are also teams traveling to San Francisco or traveling to Sacramento, if I'm talking about Sac State. So it's part of it. Part of it you got to get used to that. But yeah, I guess the mileage to me, all of it, what's a bigger deal? The team staying healthy, which we saw this year. I think if they stay healthy and they get a good offseason, I don't know that travel will be as much of an issue as people are making it before the season even starts. But yeah, you got to believe it's a little bit of a factor. Something about, like I said, getting on a plane, getting the mental part of that, and hopping on there, being on a plane, whether it's for an hour or 5, that's some work. That's definitely some work for you. So
here's a problem I have. Like, if you're going to take these trips, it should be a preseason game.
Which ones?
The ones in Australia or I guess Mexico City, maybe, but like definitely Brazil when they're going there, or Europe. Those should be preseason games. But then the NFL will come back and just like, no, because they're not playing their players and it needs to matter for these fans to like it. So at the same time, the NFL is saying we need these preseason games to get ready for the season, which all the players hate.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the NFL is also saying, well, we can't have preseason games in these other locations because nobody plays and nobody cares. It's like,
yeah,
all right, let's get rid of it then.
Well, and I think they're having more international games this next year than they've ever had. I want to say it was either the Jets or the Jaguars this year. Somebody, Vikings, played 2 games overseas last year in a row.
Jags have done that a couple times.
So where they stay. So you're like, okay, that makes sense. Or a lot of times the team that, let's say it was the Jags and Steelers over there, and then the Steelers come back and at least have a bye. I like that. That gives them a little time to regroup and recover. But I don't know. The international games, they do nothing for me. Do you have I can remember specific individual NFL games if they were great last year or moments. Do you have an international game in the 10 years they've been doing this or so that you go, that I can remember that moment or that game? Yeah.
And then the Australia one is so quick because it's so far away. So you're playing it, on a Wednesday?
Yeah, it's the first one. It's the Niners and Seahawks, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be playing here at
whatever time.
Yeah, 2 a.m. I'll see if my guy Patrick's going to be there.
Which Patrick?
Sydney Patrick.
No. Patrick Sydney? Sydney Patrick.
He's the one I met on the Manchester City trip.
Oh, gotcha.
Great guy.
Great. Just one heck of a model Australian.
Mate, we're watching these games at 2 a.m.
Yeah, it's different. I think the Niners will be fine with it. I mean, they it's what they got. It's like the Kings travel a lot in the NBA. The Blazers, teams in the West Coast, they just travel more. And it's different. I watch every team kind of come through here, and they'll complain about, man, we got the weirdest schedule. Generally, though, for Sacramento, like when they go east for a chunk of games. Like if you're in Dallas, they'll be like, we're home for 2, then at Detroit, then back home, then go to Memphis, then back home, then go to Brooklyn in New York, then back home. It's like it's just a quicker trip. Whereas the Kings go out and they play like 6 road games.
I will say Mexico City isn't that far of a flight.
Right.
The only problem is it's like the elevation is crazy.
That's the part.
Yeah.
That's the significant difference. Text line says, we were talking about those trips. My dad does West Virginia football, Penguins hockey, Steelers football, 1 weekend every year coming from the West Coast. Yeah, so you map that out. Like, that's the fun part. Like, all right, what's the weekend? Okay, Steelers are at home. West Virginia's at home. Penguins at home. Here we go. Let's make a weekend out. That sounds fun.
Yeah, what's funny, I always do that whenever the schedule comes out for City, for the Champions League, I am always like, okay, if I were to go, I would want to make this trip.
Yeah, and this is the one. And then maybe you do it, maybe you don't, but at least you're mapping it out and you're planning it. All right, let's check in here before we break with Patrick. Patrick, good morning. How are you?
What's up, Jason? I listen to y'all every day. I'm actually watching you guys on YouTube right now. I'm over here in this rain, man. But, yeah, man, 26 games to go, and then we got the draft coming up. I think the Kings, it's a big 26 games. I want to see what Keegan can do towards the 26 so we can see what we got in him and continue to see the young players develop, man. I mean, I really hope we do draft the banter, though. That's the guy that I think will fit really well with our – oh, yeah, man. That guy he's legit. I think he can really fit well with us. I mean, we all want the number one pick, but I mean, it's so tough. I mean, we haven't had it since '89, so I mean, I'm pretty much hoping that the Kings can get at least a top 4 or top 3 or something like that. But we can do that, man. I think we're on our way, man. But it's tough this season, but I just love seeing the youngsters going develop and seeing what they can do. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Me too. Thank you, Patrick. You've always been a faithful and regular listener, and we appreciate that. Kings fan for a long, long time is Patrick. Thank you. Thank you for watching us too. I'm with you on Domantas. I mean, I just think the way the league is going, the more 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", long arm athletic wings, you can't have too many. Like if people go, they've got like 5 of those now. So what? Play them all. You could do it. I'm not worried about that. Again, I don't care about if there's duplication. If your best player is a point guard or a shooting guard and you want Peterson, then take Peterson. Like you figure out that stuff later. You always are trying to upgrade your talent on your roster. I would say never, ever, ever draft for need, at least in the first with your first pick. Maybe in the second you could think about it, but you're still trying to think about best player available, best way to make your team better, and then you sort out that other stuff later. I think need and fit is more so in free agency and trades. So the good thing, Patrick, I'll say this, is if the Kings pick first, if they pick fifth, I do think it's not like there's a cliff that drops off in talent. This is going to be a really good draft. That's what everybody says. That's what it looks like. That's what my eye tells me watching college basketball. There are a lot of good freshmen in this class. To me, the most difficult part about this is analyzing that, not who's the best now, but who will be the best in 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. And that's the challenge, because I think the separation might be around Boozer, Domantas, and Peterson. That's today. What's it like next year, the year after that, and the year after that? Who develops, who's going to get better, and who will be the best pick? And that's something the Kings will try to figure out. All right, when we come back, still to come, we have the good and bad news regarding the Sacramento Kings. But up next, let's talk a little sports business with Kelly Brothers, who's scheduled to join us. We'll get the very latest from him on the world of sports and business. That is coming your way next.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, UC Davis, and Sac State with the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com to join.
Sacramento weather is brought to you by Elk Grove Honda.
I'm Tamara Berg in the KCRA 3 Weather Center for your Thursday. Rain for the morning. It's going to be a wet commute and a little bit breezy at times. It's going to be cool as well. We'll see those rain bands extend into some scattered showers for the afternoon. Still staying cool with highs today in the 40s. Get the latest forecast on the KCRA 3 News and the KCRA 3 app.
At Elk Grove Honda, you can drive a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport and enjoy a tradition begun with the first Accord in 1976. Ask about the least you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 at Elk Grove Boulevard.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus, free home delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
Joining us now on Sports Sense, certified financial planner Kelly Brothers. Kelly is an advisor with Cap Trust, one of the nation's largest registered investment advisors. Cap Trust counts among its clients numerous pro athletes and pro sports franchises, but most importantly serves many Northern Californians through comprehensive financial planning. Here's Kelly Brothers.
That's right. It is time. Sports business time. We check in every Thursday at this time with Kelly Brothers. He's in the business. He knows what's going on. Kelly, good morning. How are you?
Jason, doing well, man. The rain's coming down.
Ooh,
feeling good.
It is coming down something fierce. And we're getting a lot of snow out there. I was saying this earlier, Kelly, and you have your news background. I think I don't know when this statement will stop from people, and it's probably still the right thing. But if we said, man, it's coming down out there, someone go, we need it. And I feel like everybody always says we need it, and I don't even know. It's probably factually true, but I feel like that's everybody's like defense mechanism.
Yeah, I think everyone was scarred, and maybe rightfully so, by the heat of a few years ago and those horrible forest fires and the smoke and all that. So it feels healthy when it rains, even though it's a cold rain.
It is.
But I think we all realize long term. This rain coming down now makes us all feel a little better in July and August.
For sure. And I always say that. I know it'll never happen, but like we could just get like maybe a 2-day summer rain in that mid-July when it's been hot. It's like just knock some of the heat out and give us some rain for like 2 days, almost like a tropical New Orleans rain. I know it'll never happen, but that would be ideal if we ever had that.
Order it up, Jason. Actually, and I'm not going to get political on you, but if we could just figure out a way to actually hold on to more of this rain, because 90% of this will end up in the ocean.
That's true.
And California still has not built a reservoir in over 40 years.
Wow.
So, but I'll stay away from that.
Well, let's talk a little sports here in sports business. We touched on this a bit last week. Seattle, the new champions of the NFL, the Super Bowl champs. Timely time, I guess, to sell. What's the latest with the Seahawks?
Yeah, they officially did it. We talked about it kind of that it looked like that was going to happen, but officially the Seahawks have put themselves up for sale. They have hired the appropriate help on the legal side to get that done. Of course, Paul Allen bought the company. Paul was the CEO and co-owner, co-founder of Microsoft, really. He paid $200 million for the team back in 1997. And he passed away in 2018, and so it's in his trust, which is run by his sister. But his instructions were that both the Trailblazers and the Seahawks would be sold off with all the money going to charity. So kudos to his sister who held on. We got that beautiful stadium built up in Seattle, and now they've won their second title, and they'll probably fetch somewhere north of $9 billion. Remember, the prior record was right above $6 billion for the Washington Commanders, but it looks like they'll get about $8 or more, and then that money will be distributed to various charities.
So 97 buying for $200 million is what, almost 25? Well, it's almost 30 years ago. Wow.
And it's a 40x return, 40 times what he paid for it if he gets $8 billion.
So
I think he will get $8 billion.
If we project, and I don't know, at some point this will level off, I guess. But, I mean, we're going now 30 years from now. Is that $8 billion going to be 4x of that? I mean, are we still going at this rate, you think?
That's a great question. These sports properties are so valuable because of the fragmentation of the media world and the way people take in advertising. Sports are really the only thing anymore where people actually sit through commercials. Mm-hmm. They will not sit through commercials on a podcast. They will not sit through on your ordinary TV show. They fast forward, they turn. But during a sports where you have a 2-minute warning and now you have 2 minutes of commercials, people will sit through and watch. So they're that much more valuable. And plus, the other part of it, it's the old limited supply and demand. And there's only, what are there, 30 NFL teams? I think it's 30, right?
32.
There's only 32 teams. Yeah. There's only 32 teams, and everyone wants a piece. And, think of all the billionaires we're minting in this country, and they all want a passion project or an ego project. So that drives up the price, too, to where people will pay money that really doesn't make economic sense, but they don't care.
Yeah. Well, I know your background is in this. Like, you would advise people if someone were to have this kind of disposable income or in some way being able to partake in a purchase of a team, would that be an investment you would recommend someone?
That all depends on who the person is, because financially, I mean, that's not to say that you can't invest the money. It's not going to generate anything for you probably on an ongoing basis. I mean, some do, but it's more about a long-term capital play that I believe that the scarcity of teams will drive up the price at much higher than any other investment I have. But, but a lot of this is tied in directly to the ego of some of these people. That's why I was so shocked that Mark Cuban sold when he did. I mean, I just thought, he's a rich guy already. So, and he really built something around being the owner of the Mavericks. And so that didn't fire up his competitive juice anymore. And he sold the team.
Kelly Brothers joining us as he does each and every Thursday here talking sports business. Michael Jordan, the GOAT, one of the greats of all time in NBA. A champion again, though, Kelly.
Well, yeah, he is. But the interesting thing here, I mean, he filed suit against NASCAR. He called them monopolistic bullies. He took them to court. He hired the attorneys. I mean, he kind of went against the family. And he wanted a better revenue sharing model. He wanted greater independence for the team owners. It was very much kind of an old boys network at NASCAR. He took them to court and they settled. And he turns around a few months later and wins the Daytona 500. I mean, Michael, unfortunately for Michael, he couldn't do much as an owner in the NBA. But there's another guy who I never thought would sell, but he sold his franchise in Charlotte. But he bought into NASCAR. He took them to court. He won. I mean, the settlement was clearly in his favor. And then he turns around and wins the Daytona 500, kind of the crown jewel of the NASCAR schedule. So, I mean, a great story. And Michael's competitiveness wins again.
Yes, well, he's one of the great competitors. Obviously, that drive of all time. Kelly, how about somewhat locally, but college sports? Stanford has a lot of money over there, spent a lot of money in one of their new stadiums, but that didn't go as smoothly as they had hoped.
No, Stanford spent $50 million on a new softball stadium, and they had this big opening plan, and they just blew it. You do not make these plans without incorporating the state of California and the county and the city, and you get all your permitting right. They kind of dropped the ball on that, and the county's like, you're not opening that up. And even though it's done and ready to go, they had a big tournament plan. They had to move it to other stadiums, but it goes to show you can do it all right. But if your county permitting is not in order, you're going to be shut down in a significant way in this state. And that happened to Stanford, a little bit of egg on their face, but they'll bounce back. I'm sure it's a beautiful stadium. They only build nice stuff, but they just didn't handle the paperwork. Might say.
So forgive the ignorance on the question, but like, what are some of the things the county? I mean, it's like, hey, you've got to go through us, I'm sure, but like, what is the county looking for in these kind of things?
Well, they did not obtain their temporary occupancy permit, which the county wants to inspect all of this. I mean, if you go through final inspections, they're inspecting plumbing, electrical, structurally.
Gotcha.
They want to make sure that you're not breaking any of the rules regarding height or egress, or how far you are from the rain culvert, or how far you are. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff they want to check. And, you just kind of understand that. But they did not check every box. They did not get their final permitting done. They didn't get their temporary occupancy order before the final inspection would be done. And so they basically had to shut down. They could not just go ahead with it. So, yeah, it's, when it comes to building something that's $50 million, the county's going to have a lot of oversight.
Yeah.
So
you're redoing your house, got to get those permits. Everybody wants their money in these things.
No, you do. And you take a risk if you decide not to do it without permits on a number of fronts. But, that's for if you're doing a, $500,000 upgrade of something. Imagine if you're doing a $50 million stadium. The county wants it. But Stanford will Stanford will bounce.
Yep.
We'll see if they can get their football house in order now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's next for them. Well, Kelly, thank you as always. Try to stay dry this week, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Thanks, Jason. Always a pleasure.
All right, thank you. That's great. Kelly Brothers talking sports business with us again each and every Thursday right here at 7:30. Still to come at 8 o'clock. Sam Amick will join us, his weekly visit. He's from The Athletic. We'll get the best latest from him on the NBA. But when we come back, the good and bad news regarding our Sacramento Kings as they return to action tonight. But we won't be seeing a couple of regulars, and a new one is coming back. We've got that for you next.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Let me tell you a little something about Gonzalez Law. Jonathan Gonzalez. He's right here, downtown Sacramento. A lawyer here. I've met him multiple times. Had golf. Went golfing with him. Had a couple lunches with him. And then for you, you'll probably want to see him in action if you need that. If you need some representation, you need some help, you need someone that's good at their job, that's here, that's done this for a long time with years of experience and effectiveness, he's your guy. Jonathan Gonzalez, Gonzalez Law, SacLegalDefense.com. 916-304-9187 is how you contact him. And if you're thinking about a case in which you need that representation for criminal defense, maybe you've been involved in an auto accident, could be something work-related, wrongful termination, sexual harassment case. Maybe it's something that happened before that's on your record that's been bothering you. It's just sitting there, and you're like, I'd like to get that removed if I can. I don't know how. Well, he can help you with that. It's called an expungement. Get that removed from your record and kind of get some of your rights back in order and get your life back in order. So Jonathan Gonzalez is the name you need to know, and his company there, his group, his law team. Jonathan Gonzalez, Gonzalez Law, SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
Have you tried my Colombian tamales?
Yes, but the Mexican tamales I brought are way better.
Colombian tamales wrapped in plantain leaves are unmatched, you know.
But the Mexican tamales wrapped in corn husks are the authentic ones.
At least we can agree that they taste better with Pepsi.
Without a doubt, tamales deserve Pepsi. No matter what tamales you love, enter for a chance to win a year's worth of groceries. Powered by Pepsi. No purchase necessary. U.S. residents 18 or over. Ends April 5th, 2026. Rules at PepsiPromo.com/free groceries. Pepsi is a registered trademark of Pepsi Inc.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app. only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Dave is off till Monday. Jason Ross, Christopher Lott hanging out here. Thanks again to Kelly Brothers. Also, thanks to this text, 209. Kelly Brothers, always one of the best interviews of the week. Glad you enjoy it.
Good at business.
He's good at business, and we like getting that insight from him. Again, anything you ever miss, anything you ever want to hear again or find out about, or you saw on our socials that are posted, maybe shorts. Our guys do a great job of putting our content out there. Hey, I wonder if what's the rest of that interview? Well, go to our YouTube page, go to our podcast page, go to sactownsports.com. There are write-ups, articles, recaps, full shows. Everything is out there for you at your time, at your convenience. Ideally, we love you here live each and every morning, but we know that can't always work, but we just appreciate that you're here, whether it's the afternoon and you're listening to us overnight, the next day. We're glad you're here. Thank you. Really, really do appreciate it, and it's reflected in our ratings here as of late. And I know we try not to get into that too much, but thank you for your support. That certainly does mean a lot to us. That has not gone unnoticed, so thank you very much. Which one, Chris? What were you saying? All right, let's check in this morning. It's that time. Brace yourselves. Good morning, JR.
That was the quickest go to JR I've ever had. That is all. It's like I dial right into the host.
Well, I mean, Chris usually gives a signal, and he's like, He gave me the look, and you know that look. And I was like, and
yes,
then I
do.
looked at the phone bank, and I go, oh boy, it's JR.
Yeah, sometimes he answers something. He's like, what do you want to talk about? And then sometimes he's like, hey, dude, what do you want to talk about? So he's very unpredictable. So J. Ross.
Yes.
You there?
Uh-huh. I'm just anticipating what might be coming up.
Oh, I'm so excited. You're still going to do the Hornet football, right?
Of course.
Dude, you get to do a D1 FBS. How great is that?
The best. I'm so excited for it.
And I know it doesn't sound exciting. Like Ball State, I was looking at the schedule. There's a lot of good ones. I know. Have you already talked about what that bowl game will be?
I mean, nobody has made that joke yet, JR.
What? The Sac Bowl? The Sac Ball State? Ball Sac State? Whatever. Yeah, I'm going to say it properly so Chris doesn't drop me.
Okay.
That's very cool right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
And then the idea that in a couple of years they could be in a real bowl game.
Yes.
I think and there's tons, let's face it, they could be in that mayonnaise bowl, they could be in that Pop-Tart bowl.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Can you picture them in Sonoma? Oh, too soon,
oh,
JR.
Stop it.
Too soon, JR.
We haven't lost since 94, so easy, brother.
Good point. Undefeated. Never lost.
I think I caught the last touchdown.
No, you didn't. You dropped that
school.
one. You were out of bounds.
It was a terrible call, darn it. But I am excited for you to do that. I'm gonna, as a fan of college football, 100% dialing into that. I never bought like season tickets. Got a few kids that have played that I've known.
Let's do it.
But I'll dial into that.
I mean,
now, do you think they'll have Davis on the schedule still?
Nope.
You don't think so?
No, the Causeway is not on the schedule, not for this year, not for the foreseeable future. And I hate to say it this way, but I do think now, this is strictly from a Sacramento State's perspective, I don't think it's a good game for them to play. I think for the region, it's a great game. But for the Hornets, it's kind of like when Davis was Division II and Sacramento State was Division I, and Davis was winning all the time. It was a really bad loss for Sacramento State. Davis is good. That program is good. And if they're at FCS and they beat the Hornets, that's not a good thing for Sac State. So I don't think it's a good game for them to play.
Yeah, they didn't play at the beginning. You're right. But that brings me all the way back to Sonoma State. I lost to them on a fumble Ruski. 1991. It was friggin' horrible.
Yeah.
Damn Davis.
Those guys are so smart, aren't they?
That's an illegal play.
It is.
I'm going back in time machine.
Yeah.
Are you okay running the show without the old CMD?
Where's Dave, man?
Where's my car, bro? See ya, bye.
See you, JR. Oh, boy.
Dave's not here, man.
We made it through. Whew. Kept our license. Barely. The Kings are in action tonight. They return to the floor, taking on the Orlando Magic. So let's tell you about that, the good and the bad. of the news regarding the Kings. So we already knew about Zach LaVine, injury to his tendon in his pinky, I believe. So hand surgery. He is out for the season. Yesterday it was revealed that Domantas Sabonis would have season-ending surgery as well, had the meniscus injury. So one part of that, certainly, I mean, these are two talented players that will not be playing. That's look, we're not thinking about record anymore. This team does not have a good record and will not have a good record for the season, no matter what they do the rest of the way. To me, the rest of the way is about player development. Now, I'm going to harp on this and continue with this because I still believe to begin next season that Domantas Sabonis and Zach LaVine will be here. I think so. They could be traded in the offseason. But those are two pieces that will be, if we project to game 1 of next year, I believe will be in the starting lineup if we think they're still here. And if they're still here, they're going to be important pieces to the puzzle, though I still think they could be traded next year and LaVine maybe before the deadline. But if we're thinking that, I still wouldn't mind those guys on the floor helping some of these young players develop or sprinkling in their minutes with the young players. But that's not going to be the reality. They are out for the rest of the year. The bummer news, too, yesterday is a guy like Dylan Cardwell, who's played a lot and will play a lot more the rest of the year. He also, we found out, had an injury, rolled his ankle pretty significantly because he's going to be reevaluated in 4 weeks. Well, that takes us to March 19th, let's say, and you're now about 10, 15 games left, maybe 10. So there won't be a lot of games left for Dylan Cardwell this season. I hope he does play before the season wraps up. Now, on the good side of things, we did hear that Keegan and DeAndre Hunter were full participants in practice yesterday. It doesn't look like Hunter's been quite cleared to go tonight. Keegan is expected to play. I do want to see some games with both of those guys on the floor because I believe both of those guys will be on the floor for this team next year. And that's back to the longer arms and wings and defenders that I think two-way players that this team has been very light on and needs more of, and those two should be here next year. So I would like to see them play some minutes together. But with all this being said, it feels like such an incomplete year. Obviously, it's been majorly disappointing in the standings. That goes without saying. I think the part that you have to try to assess as best as possible is what do you really have with this squad when all is said and done? And we'll just give them, at the pace they're playing, I think they're on pace for about 17, 18 wins. So I'll be nice to them and give them 18. So if it's an 18-win season, which is dreadful, one of the worst, if not the worst ever in Sac-era is 17. So let's put them at one of the worst seasons they've ever had. They will not have had a game where they had their projected starting 5 play together at all, any minutes. I personally don't think it would be that much better if they had Sabonis, Murray, Westbrook, DeRozan, and LaVine together the entire year, but it would have been better. I don't think there's any way to deny that. But in a roundabout way, is the way the season's ending the best way this could go for this current team? And what I mean by that is now for the final 26, this needs to be a full-out evaluation of Nick Clifford, of Maxime Renaud, and it doesn't mean we haven't learned a lot already, but what's it like? What is Nick Clifford like after that 1 for 15? What is he like after scoring 30 points in a game? What will we have a better game than the 30-point game? Will we have a worse game than the 1 for 15? What is it going to be like for Devin Carter to play 25-plus minutes for the last 26 games? Plowden, who else? Isaiah Stevens, who else do they give a look at? Keegan with this group. There was the game before the break. We're like, it's DeRozan and the kids. Okay. How is Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan going to continue their legacies while being mentors for these younger players? This is what's left for this season. And whether they win a few more games than expected in the last 26 or very few games in the last 26, which if you look at a 12-44 record, that's likely where it's going to go. And with a lot of important pieces out, You still can learn about this group. You still can learn about Doug Christie and the coaching staff. There's always data and input and information coming in every practice, every film session, and probably more importantly for all of us that visualize and see with our own eyes the games. And so they're going to play, well, record-wise, they're going to play a lot of teams better than them. Everybody's better than them by record. But what's it going to be like when they play still some of the best teams in the league? If you look at the top of the standings, they still got games left with the Spurs. They still have games left with the Rockets and some of these teams near the top, Sixers. But they've got quite a few games left with the bottom feeders. Pacers, a couple with the Nets, Pelicans, Wizards. Like what will the approach be? How will they look? I don't know as an organization if they're bothered if they got on, they had that 4-game winning streak and everybody was a little bit bothered by they're doing too much winning. They weren't. They just had a really good stretch. That was fun to see. I was totally okay with that because you know what? They haven't won since. They've lost 14 in a row. Winning 4 and then losing 14, that more than balances the other way. So, lot to be determined. Lots more learning, even in a brutal season to watch as a fan. But there still could be some bright spots coming ahead. And hopefully that's with these young guys and certainly with the draft lottery that's coming up. All right. The lottery and tanking has been a major, major issue with the league. What does Sam Amick have to say about that? What are some of the other things we should be watching in the last stretch run of the NBA regular season? Sam Amick from The Athletic joins us next on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The other guys must think you failed math. Get this huge discount. Then the fine print hits you with $5,200 in mandatory ads. It's adorable in a scammy kind of way. At Hoblet, we skip the tricks. The price you see is the price you actually pay. What a wild concept, huh? Hoblet, family owned 77 years. Experience the difference online at hobletdodge.com.
Logan Fury did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he bought a mini treadmill. Is walking on it during video conference calls more distracting than he thought? Yes. And is that because he overestimated his foot-eye coordination? Definitely. But it's Logan's savings, and if he wants to burn calories and any chance at a promotion, we say, good for you, Logan. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Ready to free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at AmazonBusiness.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
All right, Jason Ross here with you. Christopher Lott as well. Carmichael Dave on vacation, back with us on Monday. Kings back in action tonight. You can hear that right here on Sactown Sports, your home of the Kings. Proud home. A long time, since 1994. They've been here 41 seasons. We've had all but 9. The first 9 were us, but 32 in a row now. Man. A lot of Kings basketball we've had for you here on Sactown Sports. Been great to be partners at home with them. And they're back in action tonight against the Orlando Magic. 7 o'clock tip-off, game night at 5:30. Pre-game will be at 6:30. We'll have all that for you here on Sactown Sports. We've already talked to Kelly Brothers coming up at 9. Katie Christensen, 1 hour from now. We were supposed to have her yesterday, but kind of had some things crossed up, but we'll have her ready to go today. And Sam Amick will be joining us here shortly for his weekly Thursday appearance at 8. He's from The Athletic, and plenty of things for us to cover. And let's go ahead and do that right now as we welcome in, fresh from the All-Star break, always working, though, from The Athletic, your favorite and ours, Sam Amick. Sam, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Jay Ross. Doing well, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing well. I don't know if I'm talking out of school, but I remember seeing you, I don't know, these days blend together, Sam, but down on the court at Golden One, I don't know, a week or so ago, and I believe you were going to be doing a quick little mini trip. Did that, non-basketball related, did that happen?
Man, why am I blanking? Which trip we talking about?
With your son, I believe, to like, with your, maybe to Colorado or something like that?
Oh, so that's tentatively scheduled for next weekend.
Okay, good.
So
okay.
Yeah. We have the end of the wrestling season either this weekend or next weekend, depending on how things go. But yeah, that was in the books, but not the kind of all-star break, if that's what you were alluding to, that was there. I was down in LA for the festivities and in work mode over this weekend.
Okay. Well, we'll start there because there's a lot of takeaways from the All-Star weekend, but you actually were in there, talked to a lot of people. Highlights, lowlights, kind of what stood out to you from All-Star weekend?
I mean, highlights for sure, the game. It's funny because I had bounced back and forth. I was there Wednesday through Friday and then went home Friday night and came back Saturday night. So that was kind of hectic. So I cannot account for the seemingly terrible slam dunk contest that happened while I was gone. And then
good choice by you.
Yeah, I mean, the 3-point seemed fun and good things to come down the road on the 3-point front with Dame and Steph and Clay and Devin Booker already kind of scheduling things for next year. But to your question, highlights, I thought the game was a lot of fun. And I don't know if the U.S. versus world format will survive. It seems like that's already up for debate when it comes to the players union level. But I kind of hope it does. And I don't know if it was the format or if it was Wemby and the way that he competed.
Yep.
But to see everybody get after it and have that be plain as day was not only enjoyable but retroactively frustrating because it's like, guys, it's not that complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look, you did it. Nobody got hurt. It didn't take away from your All-Star weekend. this is what you do all the time. You don't have to go 100%, but maybe 90. But yeah, I thought it was fun.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, was my takeaway. I think I said this on Tuesday, Sam. Like, if you like the game, you don't. If it's a showcase for you or just an exhibition, that's fine. But my takeaway was if you can have the players care or have a few invested, and Wemby was last year, and he certainly was this year, and I think that can drive other people. And whether it was, and I'm not putting it on LeBron or Harden or Wade or whoever, like Kobe had the passion, had the care, and maybe could draw that out of other people. And maybe there's been a gap of like, yeah, it's a showcase. This is fun. Let's dunk from half court or shoot from half court, dunk from the free throw line. That's another element to it. But the more Wembys and Anthony Edwards and whatever you had, like those guys seem to really care about this.
Yeah, I agree. The part where, and then I threw the AirPods in, Jay. Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, I got you good.
The part that I wonder if it was unique is, okay, you have NBC airing the game. You have the Olympics tie-in that played a part in the timing of the game itself. And then, also thematically, I think the idea of U.S. versus world obviously worked from that standpoint. And so I don't know if programming-wise, that's why they shifted up, because it won't be an Olympic year next time. But what it did tap into was the competitiveness that was more about the Olympic style approach or the global games than the NBA. You have you have a Frenchman, so to speak, in Wemby coming in and being the belle of the ball. I mean, even the fact that Anthony Edwards competed like he did was fascinating, because if you remember, it was just last year in Indianapolis where Ant was pretty open about how, like, man, I'm trying to rest, during the break. Like his narrative and his story was very different, but they didn't want to get punked by Wemby. I agree with you about the LeBron take. Like as great as LeBron is, I think he has had a negative impact on the All-Star game with the way he's approached it. Even, and this is not the end of the world, not trying to be hyperbolic, but like, as for 3-4 years now, LeBron does his media on Sunday instead of Saturday.
Right.
But it's a reflection of the kind of laissez-faire way that he approaches the weekend. He basically, kind of can't be bothered to do it with everybody else Saturday, and he comes in late a lot of times. So that, I guess when you rack up 21, 22 All-Stars, that's human nature. But, I do think the injection of youth and talent and competitiveness played a part here.
Well, and as we talk with Sam Amick from The Athletic, I think that's the other theme and takeaway for me of the weekend was Adam Silver, and back to the competitiveness. I mean, he's talking very openly about not only the All-Star game, really more so about his regular season games and tanking. And we had fines going into the break with the Utah Jazz specifically. He cares. And when the league office cares, I think usually there's an adjustment, whether that's right or wrong. They're very aware of the public perception of that. How much was that phrasing, tanking or competitiveness in regular season games, brought up around other writers and NBA lifers that you ran into this weekend?
Yeah, quite a bit. So, I mean, Friday, I was at an event that is one of my favorite events of the year called the Tech Summit, as you know, the Technology Summit. It's a tough place to get into ticket-wise. They don't have a lot of media in there. It's an off-the-record event, and it becomes great in terms of there's owners, executives, kind of power brokers all over the place. The part that I think is fair to share, this is not any of the panels, this is in the social aspect out in the hallway, is there's a guy by the name of Mike Zarin from the Boston Celtics, their longtime assistant GM, who famously back in 2013 had proposed a draft wheel idea that was one of the many outside the box ways to potentially mitigate or fix the tanking problem. And so talking to Mike on Friday was kind of like this is kind of, symbolic moment, I guess, where it's like that he's become a character of sorts in this conversation. And to see him kind of work in the room, talking to all kinds of different people around the league, clearly, this conversation was happening in full force with people like that. Joe Barden from our place had some strong reporting on Saturday after Adam Silver's comments, indicating that there were several meetings among league officials last week. 10 different proposals put on the table. And, the most alarming, or I guess, fascinating one of them was the fact that while I don't think this will happen, was that, Joe had reported that the outright abolition of the draft completely was not off the table. So that kind of shows you the nature of the conversation that they're having around tanking and around the draft. And there's, as a quick aside, there's obviously a gambling component here. The reason you see the heavy fine on the Jazz and the Pacers is because these were not questionable, guys that you put on the injury report and you're questioning the health. These are guys who played in that game and then got pulled late, seemingly for competitive reasons or, not competitive reasons. So that doesn't jive very well in the gambling world.
And, it's not exclusive to this year, Sam, but I feel like this year has become a hotter button topic because what is projected to be a really strong draft. I think universally from the top to even middle, there's going to be some players here allegedly, and we have to wait and see. But I think Adam Silver even brought up at one of his press conferences there, Sam, that, we're looking and by all accounts, it doesn't appear that the next year or even the next two might be as strong a drafts. So will there be less tanking? I don't know. Do you think this is an overreaction? Do you think this is an appropriate reaction? How big of an issue? It's an issue to the league. Do you think it's an issue amongst the fan base?
I don't know that I have a great pulse on that front. I tend to feel like, and this is the extreme measure, that there is part of me that says that if they could find a way to just completely disconnect the on-court results from the lottery results, or not have a lottery in that case, then the fan part of me would be happy. Like if you could trust what you're watching all the time and not wonder about motivation, that would be great. Even as I look over your right shoulder and you see a big picture of Domas, like, did he have surgery yesterday? Of course. Yes, that's real. Do choices, just using him as an example, do choices like that get made within the context of the competitiveness or lack thereof of your team at that time? If they were pushing for the playoffs, does he maybe see it differently? Potentially. But you don't have clarity as a fan ever because you don't have all the information. And that just in terms of the system that has been created, incentives drive decisions and they are incentivized to lose. And as long as that's the case, I think it's a less fan experience than it should be.
Yeah, and even with the thing, the league has already done this with, flattening the lottery odds, adding 2 teams for play-ins, 65 game limits. They haven't, I guess, either done enough that scared people, or it's we'll take our chances at 14% versus, winning 33 games or being a play-in team. It's interesting that there's been more motivation that way, seemingly, than the reward of even getting to, because it feels like, and maybe it's because, Sam, we're in Sacramento, but there's so much talk about the tanking when if we go the other way and look at the top part of the league, there's some really good teams out there. But right now the focus seems to be more on the bottom of the league, which is kind of odd.
Yeah, to that point, I didn't just write about tanking, but I had a story today looking at the 5 questions that were on my mind heading down the back end of the season, and not one of them was about the Thunder or, I did talk about the Rockets a little bit, but tanking was one of the topics, and the Clippers controversy was another topic. And it's a lot of the stuff that's not, not the main thing. So I completely agree. And the reality is it's players like Wemby who, the idea of getting that kind of impact on a relatively, economical contract by NBA standards, they're getting incredible bang for their buck, as opposed to the opposite end of the spectrum, which is, again, not to go high and tight on the Kings here, but you want to pay Zach LaVine, $40+ million. Those types of contracts and the contrast with, between them, that's what drives the tanking. That's what drives the losing, because these teams not only want the best young players, but, if you want to have an economical payroll and one that is lean to where you can really compete, then you got to have some of those guys.
Yeah, and what's crazy is there's probably more than 50 reminders around the league of things that picking first hasn't always been beneficial, or better yet, the 10th pick is the best pick in this draft, or the 23rd pick, or a second rounder. There are reminders all across the league, but yet, there's still that desire and drive to potentially be at the bottom to increase the odds, even if it hurts the back end of a regular season and maybe some ticket attendance. That doesn't seem to scare teams. It's I don't know how big of a problem it is, but obviously it's on top of mind for Adam Silver. It appears, at least it is to me.
Well, and I think this is a subplot, but I think it's fair to say this too. For some of these teams and some of these executives, who are telling their owners, let's go ahead and do this. If I'm being honest, it's like the path of least resistance, right? Like you sell hope because the number looks good. We can get a 1, we can get a 2, we can get a 3. And you're not going to know until, years down the road if that guy was the guy that you wanted. Well, guess what? You got 5 or 6 extra years of employment while you waited. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that.
Buying
that
time.
is like, yeah, you're buying time. It's selling hope. I mean, that's the thing that it's interesting. Another person I ran into at the Tech Summit was Daryl Morey, now with Philly, previously with Houston. And he said this publicly in the past, but he talked about how they, at times, I'm just trying to think of the timeline, but like bottom line, the Rockets had moments when they would discuss, do we want to tank? And that's not breaking news. They ultimately didn't. And really in that instance, it was the owner just saying, I don't want to do that. And they kept it pushing. So you see like those conversations where at times it's a debate and they decide to take the harder road. I mean, I always respected that the Rockets were one of the only teams that really went after the Warriors during their dynasty, and so that, I guess the point I'm making is like, that's not the path of least resistance. That's a tougher road to hoe. And you got to be more creative with the roster than just kind of suffering your way to a top pick.
Yeah, it was interesting, Sam. I'm going to but use 2 teams as an example that I think are doing this in a unique way. One would be Utah. Another one would be Washington, where Washington's having a really tough season, understandably so, with kind of a young roster. But they make 2 very big moves to get Trae Young, to get Anthony Davis. We haven't seen them yet. And then they'll likely be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, somewhere in the high part of the lottery. And then it's just a complete shift. Like, hey, we've got Sarr, we've got this top pick, we've got AD, we got Trae Young. Let's go. And Utah's thinking the same thing with Markin and Jaren Jackson Jr., whatever, Keontae George, boom, get a high pick, let's go. That's kind of unique perspective, where some of the others near the bottom, Brooklyn, Sacramento, it's like they kind of just need that pick to be the first step in hopefully turning up. This is kind of unique, shifting in a couple different franchises' ideals of how they're turning this around.
It is. And if you talk about the decision makers at those 2 places in Utah and Washington, like those are generally considered really high level organizations. When, you're talking about Danny Ainge, Justin Zanuck, Austin Ainge is now working with his dad in Utah. In Washington, they have an interesting group. I don't think casual fans are aware of this, but Oklahoma City has a lot of roots with the Wizards right now. Michael Winger came from the Thunder. Will Dawkins came from the Thunder. Travis Schlenk in their front office came from the Warriors. So, current champion and dynasty before that executives. The point is that like those are elite level executives making those decisions. So, we'll see how it pans out. But you're right. They are on a different track than the other teams you mentioned.
Sam Amick from The Athletic joining us as he does each and every Thursday. You mentioned being in L.A. I know in your piece you said you talked a little bit about some of the things you were thinking about besides tanking. The Clippers, and specifically Kawhi, potential punishments. You were down there. Like, where is that? It seems like it's been quiet for a while. What did you glean from being down there?
Well, for one, I got a funny text today from my buddy Chris Mannix, fellow NBA reporter, that doesn't matter how long you do this, Jay, it makes you smile when somebody likes something you write. So Chris sent me a nice note about how he liked my lead on the Clippers part, and it still cracks me up. And I'll share the story briefly. And yes, I'm being a total like child with this humor. I'm in the bathroom at Intuit Dome, where they famously.
He just froze. Did we lose Sam? What a tease that was.
Did he do a Carmichael Dave?
I don't know what happened. Oh, we got to see if we can get Sam back. It was that's like the ultimate tease. He was right at the beginning of that story. We'll see what happened there. I don't know. He just froze. You all heard it. We had him. So I apologize for that. We are efforting to get Sam back on here. He just disappeared out of our sights. So we'll see what we can get there. Yeah, Sam was writing, and I won't steal his lead because hopefully we'll get him back here. About the Clippers. That's such a funny thing. Well, I was in the bathroom at the Intuit Dome. Boom, gone. Wait, what could have possibly happened?
I think Ballmer got to him.
Yes. Maybe the Clippers are listening to this conversation. All right, Sam, I got to bring you back here because that was such a great tease. You started by saying, I was in the bathroom at the Intuit Dome, and then, boom, you disappeared.
Sorry, I lost you there. Yeah, I'm in the bathroom. I know we're short on time. Steve Ballmer, their owner, has famously just shouted about how proud he is that they have more than 1,400 toilets in the Intuit Dome, and it just cracks me up. So it was like, wow, here I am. I've never used a restroom at Intuit Dome, and I'm standing at the urinal. And right as I did that, Steve's voice comes through the speakers because he's addressing the crowd on the court during the game. But man, the speakers were loud. His voice was loud. It was very jarring. I'm just trying to do my business. And he literally shouts, "We love number 2." It was like, I'm a little uncomfortable right now.
Yes.
It's like, oh, that's Kawhi Leonard's jersey number.
Yes.
That's right. But like the takeaway was that it was kind of surreal to be in that environment, knowing the backdrop, knowing about the investigation and all the details and the allegations, and then just looking around and being like, oh, okay, I guess it's still a love fest between Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers. It's just wild. Kawhi was the only Clipper that was named to the All-Star team. He has a wonderful game. There was, and what I tried to write today was just like, and trying to be responsible with it is when you hear stuff, it's obviously it's very different if you hear it around the league versus from people in the league office, if that makes sense. So what's fascinating about the investigation is that around the league for quite some time now, the narrative has become that they're going to get hammered. That does not mean that's going to happen because sometimes the streets can be wrong.
Yeah.
Adam Silver indicated during his press conference that there was not clarity yet. We shall see. But, as you know, there has been a lot of speculation, and this is not fan stuff within the league, that you start analyzing the different moves the Clippers have made. And whenever we do get clarity, these moves are going to be really interesting to unpack. You give Lawrence Frank a lucrative extension, they're the head of their front office, in the middle of this controversy and chaos, around the league. People felt like that was a combination of rewarding a guy that you still believed in, but also kind of a, battening of the hatches, / hush money type thing. They trade James Harden to Cleveland. More specifically, James wants out, and I was told that, like, yes, part of his calculus was that there's just a lot going on in Clipperland, and it's not just, it was mostly just the money and the fact that the Clippers didn't commit to him at all last summer. But that is an interesting move. They trade Ivica Zubac, for multiple first rounders. Well, that's the kind of thing you might do if you're going to lose draft picks with a league penalty. So again, those are the dots that people are connecting right now without knowing the final outcome. And so, we'll see when that comes. I mean, the last thought there is that people thought that the league might have been dragging its feet on announcing a result so that they could have their party, and they claim that's not the case. So we'll see where it goes.
I'm not going to hold you to this, but when you're saying like some league people are saying like they expect maybe the hammer to be dropped on them, what are we potentially talking there? I mean, obviously some financial draft pick. Like what kind of punishment, if it is really a heavy one, are we talking about potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the stuff that gets bandied about is that Lawrence in particular, that does he become the fall guy? Is there a suspension there? Is there anything with Kawhi? Draft picks potentially. I don't want to speculate too much because it's then we play the tape back when the ruling comes out and it doesn't age well. But that everybody you talk to around the league, at least that I've run into, has been on the side of like, oh no, I don't think they're getting off the hook here. So we'll see if that's the case.
You also wrote about a couple other stars at different stages in their career on your piece in The Athletic. What can you tell us about your piece there regarding Giannis and even LeBron and his future?
Yeah, I mean, the Giannis thing, I think all I was trying to share to kind of freshen that story up a little bit is that, for one, it cracked me up at All-Star Weekend. He does a sit-down interview with Malika Andrews from ESPN, and the way that he continues to try to frame his story with his, humorous personality, admittedly does crack me up. When he and I do an interview, he has a line about, this is last month, he has a line about how he's talking about the idea that he might want to leave Milwaukee. And he says, well, just because I want scrambled eggs today, like, can't I have sunny side up tomorrow? Like, very kind of relatable. Like, I'm human. It was an egg kind of metaphor that was kind of out of nowhere. Then he talks to Malika, and now he's moving on from the eggs to steak. And Malika, how when you have a good steak and how it tastes, and then you haven't had it for a while, you want the good steak again. So he continues to be very out there, which, very visible at All-Star Weekend, interviews, fun stuff on camera, all of the above. And I think what it had me thinking and pondering was that I think the level of hype around Giannis and even the way that he's marketing himself is going to lead to a much better trade. The Bucks are still trying to keep him, but I think ultimately, if I'm handicapping it, at minimum, it should lead to a much better trade for the Bucks than the one that they would have done at the deadline. Because this summer, I mean, when the dust settles on this season and teams have a chance to look at it and say, damn, this guy really is still MVP caliber, and our team fell short, and now we have access to more first rounders than we did before. I mentioned the Lakers as a team that is known to be wanting to go all out for Giannis. And even if they don't get him, which I don't see them as a short list team, even if they don't get him, a team like the Lakers pushing hard does nothing but elevate the market. And so I think it's going to be pretty robust this summer in a way that it wasn't at the deadline, when it was really the Bucks gathering information and dealing with a small number of teams. The LeBron one you mentioned, I was just trying to share some of the dynamics around it. It's really strange to be watching him right now and really wondering, like, was this his last game in the Garden in New York a couple weeks ago? Is this it? You know what I mean? And he doesn't know what he's going to do. And it runs, in terms of retirement, and it runs so counter to what we always thought was going to happen when he reached this stage. We thought there would be, a Nike announcement that this is the last go round, and then the victory lap, Kareem style, where everybody gives you a gift when you come through town. Kobe had his version of that. And instead, you got all this crunchiness. It's like he's literally one of 5 players averaging 22, 7, and 5, clearly employable in the NBA at an all-star level. I didn't think he should have been an all-star, but at an elite level. But, the Lakers relationship, as you know, is just crunchy. And I don't know that he has a landing spot there. There's chatter about him going back to Cleveland. Part of it is self-inflicted, where unless he changes his stance, he's always been a guy that has been like, I'm making max money no matter what. I'm LeBron James. Well, if he demands on making max money, then the market's going to be pretty cold. So we'll see where that one goes. But you would like to think that a guy of that stature is going to get a proper send-off. And, I don't know if that's going to happen, if this is in fact it.
Well, there's a lot of that content in Sam's piece today on The Athletic. More great content all through there, and Sam continues to put up great work. We love our chats every Thursday. Sam, you going to the game tonight? Will we see you out there?
No, sir. I'm tied up, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I will see you soon, my friend.
That's for sure. Well, we'll see you next week as well on the show. Sam, thank you. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, Jay. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thank you. That is the great Sam Amick from The Athletic. A lot of content from Sam's piece today in The Athletic. Glad he was able to share a lot of that with us. When we come back, we will talk about the Kings. They did have practice yesterday. What did Doug Christie have to say about kind of the layout of the land here, the injury to Sabonis, the surgery for Sabonis, and more? We've got Doug's audio from practice. That's coming your way next.
Stay up to date on Sacramento sports. Join the Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter. Visit SactownSports.com.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100.
Hagen Oaks knows you can buy a driver off the shelf anywhere, but Hagen Oaks is the only place where you'll find total game fitting. The Hagen Oaks TrackMan-powered player performance studio fits clubs to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Ball Fitter finds your optimum golf ball. The putter fitting studio makes you a better putter, and FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds your correct fit. In fact, Hagen Oaks will fit you from head to toe with equipment and apparel to make you the player you want to be. It's total game fitting, and it's only at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway. Right now at Elk Grove Honda, you can lease a 2025 Accord Hybrid Sport Sedan for only $39.99 down, including first payment due at lease inception, excluding tax and license. 35 monthly payments of $299 plus tax, license, and 0 security deposit on approved credit. Mileage in excess of 10,000 per year at 20 cents per mile. It really is the lease you can do. We're Elk Grove Honda in the Elk Grove Auto Mall, Highway 99 and Elk Grove Boulevard, or on the web at elkgrovehonda.com.
I gotta get an Elk Grove Honda.
Catch all the action at Sky River Casino. Enjoy over 80 table games, more than 2,100 slot machines, and a thrilling high-limit room. Plus, with 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations, and Sky River rewards that add up and up. There's something for everyone. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience new heights. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Has very good sources, and he just kind of tells it as it is and gets to the point.
Jason Ross.
He has a lot of pretty smart things to say.
He's good at what he does.
On Sactown Sports.
Appreciate Sam Amick. Always good stuff from Sam. Every Thursday, 8 o'clock.
I swear our Keurig here is somehow slower than when we first got it.
And weren't you guys complaining about it being really slow before?
Yeah.
Slow drip?
I came back and the music was already on and I had like 2 minutes.
Well, I'm not looking over there before I get my cup of coffee. Thanks again to Sam.
I'm not walking over there before I get my coffee.
Thanks again to Kelly, joining us in about 30 minutes, maybe a little
Good
less.
business.
Katie Christensen.
Oh, my gosh. You're just lame.
Sorry. She will join us. We've got What's Hot, What's Not coming up in 3 in the Key for tonight's Kings and Magic game. What were you telling me earlier, Chris? You're doing some research on the Kings against the Orlando Magic. They've had some success recent times.
Yeah, I think you'll have to wait for What's Hot, What's Not.
Oh. Well, I do remember one of the great wins of the Beam Team year was the Fox pull-up from just inside half court. That was a great win over the Orlando Magic. We'll see what happens tonight. But we got the
fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
If you know, you know. Here's Doug Christie. Yesterday, the Kings finally back together and shared this news.
I mean, just first of all, putting him in a position, but he's worked so extremely hard on his game. You know, super proud and excited for him coming into the season. And just sometimes, you know, as somebody who you just get these ones that just nip you and little stuff happens and you never quite get your rhythm like you want. So this is a really big moment and opportunity for Keegan to find those moments and be able, because those are the things that you take into the off season, and those are the memories, and those are the things that you watch on video, and those are things that you rep out trying to make sure that you're successful or improve upon or whatever. So this is a big opportunity for him to come back and find his rhythm.
Keegan's back. Yes, that's Doug Christie talking about Keegan making a return. By the way, Chris, Peg Junk says you got to clean it. Clean the Keurig. And not you per se, but
someone has to do
the
it.
royal you. Mineral buildup and all. Okay. I wouldn't know, but there you go. As far as Doug goes and Keegan Murray, Keegan, fire away. He's got the green light.
You know, Keegan's a little bit different than Neek because he's not as much ball handling, but for the ability to be able to run stuff through Keegan, and that doesn't mean that he will always score, but he has the very big green light to be aggressive in transition, to pull up, to draw fouls, get to the free throw line, you know, drawing up ATOs and different things for him. And that means for him to be aggressive, but it also means that he grows and reads the game because, you know, as you get farther down in the scouting report, all of a sudden they start to take things away from you, and that's where he has to expand his game as well.
Yeah, like I said, I'm looking forward to Keegan getting out on the floor again, seeing him with DeAndre Hunter, though Hunter I don't believe is cleared to go for tonight. Did return to practice yesterday. So we know LaVine is already out with season-ending surgery. Yesterday the word came out about Domantas Sabonis.
You know, it makes it tough, man. You feel for Zach, you feel for Domas, because you know how much hard work they and a professional athlete in general puts into what their life dream is and being successful. So unfortunate for us, going to be more opportunities for some of our young players to continue to develop and do it in high leverage moments because, like I said, we're here to win basketball games.
Yeah, so they're going to be without Sabonis. They're going to be without Zach LaVine. It's going to make it a little bit easier, I would say, to play some of the young players, which is probably the right thing to do anyway, but you'd like to see some of your veterans have an input there. Let's hear Doug talk about really, we won't see Cardwell for a while. If you didn't hear, he rolled his ankle. He's going to be out for about 4 weeks. Let's hear DC talk about his other rookie, Maxime Reynaud.
What have you seen from Max on the defensive end of the floor and how he's progressed?
You know, I think there's an aspect to Max that's the physicality part but there's also the learning the angles part. And I think for him, that is the biggest piece, because he's a smart player. He understands angles. Now he has to learn how to use them in conjunction with his teammate on a pick and roll, on the backside, understanding when a guy's coming downhill, how he bluffs at him, and then still have the verticality at the rim. Some of the little things like verticality, obviously rebounding, and then the continued ability to communicate in pick and rolls and weak side defense is going to be huge for him.
Yeah, a lot of things for him to work on, still for this team to work on as they're trying to navigate their way through this tough season, through the remainder of the season. So what are the goals? What are the targets? What are the things they are working on in these final 26 games? Here, once again, is Doug Christie.
For me, I just tried to simplify a lot of things. 3 different goals on offense, 3 different goals on defense, simplify things, make sure that we're looking at standards that put us, way higher in league rankings. I won't go through each one of them, but and you would be surprised with some of them. For transition defense, we're like 2 points away from being in the top 10 or something like that. So when you break it down that way for them, these are attainable goals that as we go through the rest of the season, we'll be checking on them and making sure, and a lot of them are defensive based, there are some that are offensive based, and they all speak to our identity.
Yeah, and that's something they're just going to keep monitoring. As Doug said there, they'll monitor the situation and see what they've got with these last 26 games. So you've got some good news in Keegan returning. We wait on Hunter. We'll have to wait 4 weeks for Cardwell, but we will not see Domantas Sabonis or Zach LaVine the rest of the year. We will have more on that. Katie will join us at 9. We're going to talk about 3 and the key for the Kings Magic game. Chris and I will have some predictions for that. And we will ask that question, who's hot and who's not, and we'll get the answers to that. That's all coming up right here on Sactown Sports.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection, plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Running a business takes grit, vision, and a partner who believes in your success as much as you do. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built around you, the entrepreneurs, the growers, the dreamers powering our community. Whether you need flexible checking, faster payments, or financing to take your next big step, Valley Strong brings local expertise and real relationships to every stage of your business. Because when local businesses thrive, the whole valley grows stronger. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future. ValleyStrong.com/business.
All Americans should do what they can to prepare for the future. Donald Trump Jr. here with an important message. More and more Americans are looking for ways to diversify their hard-earned money, and gold is the perfect solution. For example, a gold IRA from my trusted friends at the Birch Gold Group lets you diversify your IRA or 401k into physical gold with zero taxes and zero penalties. You stay in control with a tangible asset that's held value for thousands of years. And right now, Birch Gold is offering a free info kit to help you understand how it works. Just text the word SECURE, SECURE, to 989898. There's no pressure, no obligation, just the facts. You can't predict the future, but you can be prepared, but only if you educate yourself. So take that first step right now. Text SECURE to the number 989898 today. That's SECURE to 989898.
You remember me from a show called And Joe? I'm back on the radio, Sacramento. It's Joe Mami, and when you need your new country fix, join me weekdays from 6A to 10 for the Pat and Cody with Joe show on New Country 105.1 KNCI or on the free KNCI app.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Who's hot?
The Sacramento Kings.
Chris, they've lost 14 in a row, and they're dead last in the NBA, and they haven't won a road game in forever.
But
since
the 2012-2013 season, the Kings against the Magic are 17-9.
Okay.
And the Kings have won 6 out of the last 8 games against the Magic.
Kind of a streak, I would say.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. I would not have known that. I was not aware of that.
That was one of the few things I had on you. I'm like, I think the Kings have a pretty good record against the Magic. And
know.
You're like, really?
Yeah, I wasn't certain. I remember the Fox shot. We used to do that bit. There was not a bit, but just I feel like there are certain teams, like everybody plays everybody, but do you have like, that's almost like, I don't remember a lot of Kings Magic games.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So then we'd always go like, do the Charlotte Hornets play the Blazers?
Yeah.
And it's like, they do.
Well, it's like, I can't think of a Kings Hornets game.
Not often. The thing, okay, now I could be mixing things up, which is known to happen. Wasn't it, if my memory
I
is,
paid my taxes.
If my memory is right, you know what my Kings Hornets memory is? Isn't that still on the internet or on Twitter of a Kings pass that went across court and there's a lady like that's reading her phone?
Was that the Kings?
I think, but again, I could be mixing. As she just gets smashed right in her. She's gonna need her glasses. Her glasses go flying off and just get.
Okay, so I'm Googling and it says I put girl hit by basketball.
Woman.
And it says lady hit with basketball, lady hit with basketball gif, lady hit in the face with basketball at Hornets game.
That one. Do you see it as a Kings? Obviously, it's Hornets. I hope I'm right.
It's making me go to Facebook.
Jeez.
It's the Kings.
Yeah. How's that for a memory?
Sacramento it wasn't a Kings player, it was a Charlotte's player, and the Kings were leading 42-41 in the second quarter.
And that lady was not paying attention. It went over somebody, and even over the Kings bench, Hornets bench, I don't know, but just she was not looking.
Looks like Macklemore was there to say.
Nothing.
Oh, no.
You're seeing it again? Doesn't she just get blown up?
It wasn't even. What's bad is she's not looking at her phone. She's looking at, I think it might be her daughter's phone. Okay. So it's the person saying, hey, you've got to check this video out.
This is hilarious. Boom. Well, I honestly believe I remember that happening and watching it here, like going, oh my gosh, that lady just got hit in the face.
It looks like Lance Stevenson was the bad passer.
He was on the Hornets?
Yeah.
CP3 had a game winner for the Hornets in Sacramento back at Arco. Good pull. Okay. I was at that game. I don't remember that. But the point being is I would go, do the Milwaukee Bucks play the Jazz?
Wouldn't that be funny if the NBA set up the schedule where teams just didn't play each other and no one noticed?
Yeah, the league, someone in those markets would notice. But yeah, it just some of these games, you're like, we see the Knicks and Celtics play and the West Coast teams, and every once in a while, but I'm like, do the Cavs play the Grizzlies? Like, they do. I just, you're trying to remember these games. All right, well, that's who's hot. Well, who's not?
The Sacramento Kings.
Okay.
Not only have they lost 14 in a row, but they've lost their last 2 games against the Magic.
See, I like when you do the double, but not when it's the Kings, unless it's just good news for the Kings.
How would it be good news if they're not hot?
I don't know. Well, because just the hot part. But maybe it's the team they're playing or somehow they're connected to it. But, man, 14 in a row. I don't like this. Again, my wish.
Carol, hold my calls.
Win tonight. And then they hit a 5-game road trip, which I'm not expecting much in the road trip. So just stop the bleeding, get win 13, end the losing streak. Then they're at San Antonio, at Memphis, at Houston, at Dallas, at the Lakers. That takes us into March.
Lakers is a win.
Oh, yeah.
You heard it here first.
I mean, they don't have Schroeder to slap around Luka anymore, though.
I miss Schroeder.
What's funny is I
hope he had a rookie that's going to slap Luka.
Hey, listen, this is what you do. In the history of Sacramento Kings, I think what's going to be great, you're going to be one of the few that one of your favorite Kings all time is Schroeder.
Yeah.
Nothing against him. He's fine. I mean, I don't think people hated him.
Past a year.
Yeah, wasn't here very long. Didn't have very much of whatever. It's nothing. Like, it's not a guy.
He wasn't bad coming. Once he got his role off the bench.
Yeah, no, he's fine.
He was solid.
But, I mean, when you're thinking about, like, loved Kings and be like, Chris, who's one of your Dennis Schroeder? Like, why? He slapped Luka.
Was that the last game I was at? Was that his last game with the Kings?
What was the last game you were at?
That was the Kings versus
Memphis?
Yes.
Clippers?
I think what was the one that Travis Scott was at?
Oh, no. Cleveland.
Oh, that was Clippers.
No, it was Cleveland.
Cleveland, yes.
No, he was already on the Cavs.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I did see him.
Yes.
So it was his last game at
at Golden One Center. The very last time he was there. Yeah. So it's Kings and Magic tonight, 7 o'clock. Like we said, then the Kings hit the road.
See, he's gone, and I still think he's part of the team.
Yeah, he's gone, but never gone in our hearts.
And you said when Kings players leave Sacramento, they're dead to me. They are not.
Some of them, but not him.
Some of them.
Let me see. Hey, Jason, do you think the NBA is so focused on tanking at the moment also because they can deviate the attention off of Kawhi and the Clippers situation and also gambling allegations on Billups, Rozier, and Beasley? I don't think they're taking attention away from that. I think they're really worried about tanking. But that's also hidden inside, and Sam even said it, we've said it, it's kind of regarding gambling.
I think the stuff with Kawhi and the Clippers, I think that comes to a head in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, there was some merit to what Sam said, like some of the speculation, like we can't do it before the All-Star. I mean, it's in L.A. Yeah. Like that is a league party.
I think it's going to be something big.
Yeah.
Because, like, Pablo Torre has met with the league offices and...
You think he has more than he's sharing?
I think he shared with them a lot. They couldn't talk about what happened in the meeting, but he had a briefcase full of data on what the Clippers knew, what Kawhi's uncle knew.
What's your I mean, the investigating and the reporting is top-notch, and I am a fan of Pablo Torre. What's your opinion on just the story or how he's doing it? You think any less, any more? I mean, like, what do you think of Pablo Torre in this?
Well, unfortunately, he's like one of the few investigative journalists out there, and he's getting a lot. Like, he has got into the Jeffrey Epstein stuff and has unlocked a lot of stuff from there with like a current senator or congressman. And I mean, like, unfortunately, he's a sports guy doing this. I think it's one of those. It feels like one of those things when college basketball teams started getting in trouble for the shoe scandal,
right?
Like all that, which basically all went away. And I think it was it's going to be one of those things of, hey, they are getting caught in this, so we need to clean everything up that we're doing.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because the idea that it's just Kawhi, I think, is
right. Hard to believe.
Because I remember when Kevin Durant was going to Golden State, they said, "Oh, well, one of the big things is the
Silicon Valley,
Valley, and his investments and stuff like that." Like, are you telling me that the Golden State didn't say like, "Hey, we'll get you in touch with the right people who's in the know that can help you out"?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Right. I don't know what their overall kind of stance is and who else could be involved. Yeah, this whole thing has more legs to it, and I think the investigative part of what Pablo Torre is doing is admirable.
Balmer get like a tampering charge before? Who was that for?
Did he?
Or it was, I want to say it was like it was something with the Lexus deal with one of the players.
That's not ringing a bell to me. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I don't recall that. I don't recall that. Here, before we get to Katie at 9, Chris, I know we have to do, while you look that up too, we got to do a 3 in the key for tonight because we got basketball finally back. So let's figure out some predictions here for the Kings and the Magic. All right. Let's do this. First question and prediction with me and you, Chris. First King to score, last King to score. I'm going to go Keegan first to score. Last will be the Crepe Crusader, Maxime Reynaud.
I'm going to go Keegan and Keegan.
A lot of Murray tonight. Highest score for the Kings. Well, I'm trusting him in his first game back. Keegan with 23.
Maxime, 19.
Okay.
24.
Oh, switch from 19 to 24. That 19 is written. I'll see if it holds up. And then a random stat. I am going to say fans of Golden One Center, they're getting pizza tonight. Someone on the Magic's missing 2 free throws in a row. Pizza.
Maxime Reynaud, double-double.
Double for the Crepe Crusader. Okay. 209 says we have snow in Chico. Is that right?
Oh.
Wow.
Okay, so I found the story. It was in 2015 when the Clippers were fined $250,000 after an investigation found they had violated league rules while trying to re-sign DeAndre Jordan. And it was so they were having a meeting with him trying to re-sign him, and they were saying that they could get a deal done with Lexus.
Okay. I did not remember that.
Which is such a weird thing.
It is. I saw this on social media, but we have someone from the 707 asking us this, Chris. Regarding Tony Clark, that's the Major League Baseball former kind of head of the players rep there. Is it worse that he had a relationship with his brother's wife or his wife's sister? Yes? Worse? I would say brother's wife. But they're both bad.
Really? I'm thinking wife's sister.
Why?
Because then you've got 2 families really mad at you.
Don't you have 2 families really mad at you with the brother's wife?
Yeah, but your brother's in-laws, I don't think that you're as in connection with them as your in-laws.
They're both terrible.
Would I be wrong? Like, do you know your siblings' in-laws more than your own in-laws?
My siblings' in-laws, I'm pretty even.
Really? I'm saying your relationship with your siblings' in-laws.
Yeah, probably my wife, my in-laws.
So which would you rather do?
Hello. No, they're both bad. They're both terrible. No,
but you have to pick one.
You have to pick one. My goodness.
All right. I'll sleep with my brother's sister. Wait, what? No, that doesn't work.
You did not say that right.
Sister-in-law.
Yeah, sister. Very important to add those.
I do not have any siblings, just let everybody know.
There you go. And that explains a lot for a lot of people. All right, there you go. Third hour is complete. Still to come our final hour. We will have Crosstalk with Matt and Kayla. We will have celebrity birthdays. We will have What's on Deck. But up next, Katie Christensen, television analyst. She'll be back at work for the Kings tonight. We'll check in with Katie. That is next.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey Sacramento, it's Malik Monk and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hurry in and save big during Honda's President's Day sales event at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
Hurry in and save on our best selection of new Hondas. Each is priced to sell now. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop for great pricing on a giant selection of new CRVs, HRVs, Civics, and Accords with low finance and lease options. Plus, get an instant cash offer for your trade. Get to Folsom Lake Honda or go to FolsomLakeHonda.com.
Folsom Lake Honda, yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon.
Hello?
You won't believe where I am.
Are you running?
Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture. And then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence Data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
When life calls for a little extra, a kitchen upgrade, paying off debt, or that dream vacation, Valley Strong Credit Union is here to help. With a Valley Strong home equity loan, you can tap into your home's value with competitive rates, flexible terms, and local guidance you can trust. Get approved in as little as 5 minutes, with funding in as few as 5 days. Your goals are within reach. Visit valleystrong.com to get your offer today. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your possibilities. Equal housing lender, NMLS number 456506.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work, trucks, and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't! Yes, he did!
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
I mean, it was good. I just slept on the couch with my dog and hung out and watched movies with my son and wife. And, you know, I just relaxed. But, you know, the responsibility lies with me, so I don't get to relax, really. And that's okay. You know, looking at the players, breaking down some of the things that I just commented on, trying to find ways for them to improve and have attainable goals and make sure that we are heading into where we need to be as we wind down the season and win ball games. Like, putting us in those type of positions is really all I could think about. So it makes it hard to sleep, but I found time.
Well, that's what head coach of your Sacramento Kings, Doug Christie, did during his All-Star break. Let's find out what our next guest did during their All-Star break. We welcome back to the show Katie Christensen. Will be back at work tonight. Katie, how was your All-Star break?
It went very quickly.
It always goes too
good.
fast, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, hopefully you
Yeah.
got some time with family and away from basketball because you've been immersed in it, and you'll be right back immersed in it tonight. So hopefully you get some quality family time.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was productive, and, you know, we went home to my family for less than 24 hours.
Oh,
my
wow.
daughter was baptized in the church
Wow.
that I grew up in, and it was my anniversary, and went on a little mini overnight to Monterey in the pouring rain, but it was lovely. So yeah, it was a good break.
Well, good for you. And I think we talked about this last week. Look, literally the Kings are injured, but I think the mental break was needed. You're a former player too. I mean, just especially as challenging as this season has been, how valuable do you think those days are? I mean, I'm not saying it's going to produce a bunch of wins, but just the mental reset for these guys.
Yeah, mental reset, and honestly, just like time away, right? Time away from the monotony of the daily grind, and just kind of to reset physically a little bit and mentally to have that time away is really important. I mean, this has been a really rough season for a lot of reasons. And, you look at you break the season down into thirds is kind of how I look at it. And that middle third is the one that just really feels like it can drag on. And leading up to the All-Star break, the last 3 or 4 weeks can be really rough in a lot of ways. And then it always feels like you get to the break, you come out, and the final third of the season, I think, what is there, 26 games remaining? It usually flies by. And so, I think considering everything that's going on and the injuries and it's just one thing after another, hopefully, the remainder of the season there can be some positive things. But I think a lot of that, Jason, is just you got to look at it and say, here's the situation. What can we get out of the last third of the season? What do we build on? What are the positive things that we can focus on and take instead of kind of living in that negativity that can, really, really get you during the course of a season?
Well, what do you think they can get there in the last 26 years, whether that's, what knowledge Doug can get, Scott Perry can get, individual players can get? What can they get, you think, out of these final 26?
Well, I think a lot of it is going to be just developing youth and having an opportunity for, the young guys to get some legit playing time. Devin Carter is one of those guys who, second year in the league, and it's crazy. I said it in our last game, kind of before the break. We were in Utah, and I think Max and Neek have both played around 55, 56 games, around that. And Devin Carter has played 54 games in his entire NBA career. So the opportunity for him to kind of be out there and showcase himself, and for the front office and the coaching staff to legitimately be able to evaluate him in some, meaningful minutes going against, opponents that, it's going to be the first string guys. Like, he got his first start against Utah. That's something you can look at. Plowden, Daquan Plowden, Neat Clifford, obviously Max Reynaud. I saw yesterday, and it's upsetting that Dylan Cardwell is going to be out for a while. Sprained his ankle at practice, and that's unfortunate because, man, I was really enjoying watching him play and develop. And there was a drastic turn for me with him when it came to, he came in, was an energy guy, a rim protector, a rebounder. But then we started to see him actually think about scoring on the offensive end. And I was excited to kind of see how that progressed for him through the rest of the season. But yeah, those are the things you really have to focus on. And I don't know, for players, for fans, media, I think everybody kind of looks at it differently. I don't know, I'm not in the mind of the fans and how they feel or what they think about kind of how the season has gone or what they expect for the remainder of the season. But for me, I think that's the thing that, I've just got to kind of focus on and really analyze and look into is, what am I seeing from the young guys, and what are reasonable expectations for them moving forward?
Tonight, we also get the return of Keegan. It's been an incomplete year for him, just starts and stops and injuries and unfortunate things. Nothing major, but it's kept him out a lot of action. And, I want to see what he can do. We already know what he's capable of, but just kind of with Keegan, with some of the younger guys now, will be an interesting look over the last 26 games. It
will. And I think, the way I look at kind of the makeup of this team and what I'm getting from, front office and coaching staff and that type of thing, is that the feeling I get is this is Keegan's team for the most part. He's one of the older guys on the team. He's only in his third season, but he's one of the older guys on this team that it's okay, he is a solid, legitimate, focused piece of the future of this franchise. And so, what is that going to look like? Obviously, Zach LaVine out for the season, with his surgery on his finger. We've seen Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan, their minutes have dropped around the 20s here over the last week or so. I expect Keegan to be put in situations to kind of see how he can lead and run a team and be a focal point of what they're doing really on both ends of the floor.
And, what they're asking of, let's say, Russell Westbrook and DeMar DeRozan to be the professionals that they've been, be mentors, be leaders. Is that also, look, they've been around and done it and have Hall of Fame careers, but you're right. I think this is going to be Keegan's team, at least going forward for the foreseeable future. Is that a role they kind of want to see from him now? And it doesn't mean he has the best stats, but it's like, look, if there's huddles, if there's timeouts, if there's struggles, what is Keegan doing about that to kind of lead out of some of that? You expect more of that from him in the rest of this way?
It's an interesting question because Keegan is as we all know, a very quiet individual, right? Mm-hmm. He doesn't appear to me to have, at this point in his NBA career, and I'm not sure kind of the inner workings of, his college career, what it was like, but I think that's the hardest step for players to make, is to become a vocal leader. A lot of players are just not comfortable in that role and are better at leading by example, and that's kind of where they, feel more comfortable leading. But I think for someone like Keegan, the next step really is for him to be able to step up and lead from a vocal perspective. And this is a tough season to kind of step into that role as well, because it is rough. I mean, wins are few and far between, and they've struggled with injuries and so many things. Like, the adversities that they have faced this season are just, monumental. And so I'll keep an eye on and really, kind of look at what I'm seeing from Keegan just from a vocal perspective, just to get a gauge on, is that something that he will be comfortable doing, down the road.
As far as the year goes, the wear and tear of the season, or the mental part of this, I'm going to take you back to your playing days as a professional, whether it was overseas or in the WNBA. What were the challenges of the worst season you had as a team, like a win-loss season? What did that do to you?
I would say that the toughest season for me mentally was, I believe Diana Taurasi was drafted in 2004, if memory serves. And in 2003, we really were a team that it was difficult to get wins. We were competitive in the sense that, we were in games and we weren't, just being blown out on a regular basis or anything like that. And I think it was mentally exhausting because, we were so close, but we just couldn't really get over the hump. And it was a difficult coaching situation as well. John Shoemate was our coach that year. And I mean, the things that, you're faced with during a season, there's just too many to kind of list, right? And it changes, it morphs throughout the season. But I do remember that season as being like, wow, this is brutal. This is really, really tough. And at the end of the day, we clearly were missing one piece to that puzzle that could really kind of send you in the opposite direction, that changes your trajectory. And so that season was mentally exhausting in a big way. But, when you look at kind of what these guys are going through, a WNBA season is nothing like an NBA season. It's truly like an 82-game season is tough. Now, I will say, WNBA players, unlike NBA players, they play year-round. I mean, you go overseas and you play, and there's no break. You come right back. So the physical wear and tear can become quite a challenge for WNBA players. But, when you look at the Kings right now, I've been here. My first season, Jason, was 2006. Like, the worst season in my time here was the 2008-2009 season, and that was 17 wins, I believe. And it's crazy. I was talking about this with Mark Jones on our last trip. I don't remember that season.
Huh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the times when you're in it, it feels brutal. It feels challenging. It's so rough. It's such a grind. But I don't remember that 2008-2009 season, like, at all. I believe it was the following year where they got Tyreek Evans with the number 5 pick. But also, if you look back, kind of, I think the other season that was really challenging was 1998, 1999 from a win-loss perspective. And I'm like, hold on a second. Like, by 2002, this team was rolling in the, deep in the playoffs. So it also is like, you can look at the past and history and be like, okay, things can really shift and turn around. Now, obviously, there was a big piece of the puzzle that came that changed that, and that was Chris Webber, obviously. So I think that, a lot of people right now are just kind of hopeful about what will the summer look like for the Kings, not even just in terms of, free agency or those type of things, but this draft has everybody talking about it. So I'm trying to kind of focus a little bit on that and just remember okay, I don't remember that 08-09 season. Like this too shall pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and by the way, your memory is really good. I had the chance to look it up while you're talking about your 03. You were spot on. You guys did have the worst record as the Mercury, 8-26. And you got Diana in the draft. And next year you're 500 and you guys start your climb. And that's kind of to your point about those Kings rough years, is it doesn't always happen overnight. And I wouldn't expect it to be that way this year, but you got to implement the pieces that you want to carry over from whatever the back end of this season is and get to work in the summer, have a good summer, and really start the climb. There's a lot of work ahead.
Well, I will say this too, going through that 2003 season in Phoenix, going through that just brutal, can't win games, worst, win-loss record in the league, all of those things, there is an element to that where that builds a bit of character because of the adversity that you're dealing with. You don't want to have that feeling again because it implants in you. It's like a traumatic experience, if you will. And so I think that these types of seasons really have the ability, if used correctly, to be a massive motivator. And I think that, this is going to be a really good, kind of test. We're going to look back at this season 3 years from now and see if that motivation was kind of the thing that catapulted them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that because I can see the logic behind that. This isn't about DeMar, and no offense to them or to Russell Westbrook, who won't be here long term, but it's what does Maxime Reynaud take from this? What does Nick Clifford take from this? And I brought this up earlier, Katie. I love the fact that Nick Clifford had a 30-point game here recently, but I also love that he went 1 for 15 because that's the sport. You can have a night where you shine and you go, wow, that was a day that I'm going to never forget. And then you go, man, I went 1 for 15. I felt like I did a lot of the same things. I mean, how much value is he getting in the good day and in the bad day?
Listen, it's the same in life, right? It's peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
And you don't appreciate or even understand how to sustain the peak if you haven't lived in the valley, right? It's perspective. And, those games where you struggle and where, those kind of burn in your memory to a certain degree, it's something that is a really great tool if used the right way to look at what was going on. How did I, even though I wasn't shooting the ball well, for example, how else can I impact a game? I think we focus so much, and I get it because basketball and most professional sports leagues, it's stat driven analytics, right? And you look at kind of sports betting and everything now, everything is driven on scoring. And to me, scoring is great, but every player is going to have a game or a stretch where you struggle to put the ball through the net. But you can impact a game in massive ways. I mean, I think Dennis Rodman is maybe the best example of all time, right? Didn't have to score the ball, but man, the impact that he had on the game was was just monumental, right? And so you have to find ways to be productive, to impact the game, and to change the course of a game, even when your shot is not falling. So those games are really, really important, I think, for young players to kind of experience the emotion and the thought process that you need to train your brain to go through during games like that.
Talking with Katie Christensen, TV analyst for your Sacramento Kings. Katie, I was thinking about this earlier today. Part of me maybe wanted to forget it, but I did because of the mental reset this break. I mean, this is 14 losses in a row. That's brutal, but if they weren't able to win tonight, yes, factually it's 15, but it almost feels like one because of the break. They have when you lose 14 in a row and you're doing it every night or every other night, it all adds up. But just this 8 days off without basketball, it does really feel like a mental reset for me, and I hope it does for the team, even though that 14-game losing streak is still staring at them in the standings.
Yeah, it's mental and it's physical, right? The physical component of it, I think, is just as important. You look at the young guys are the guys that are going to get the majority of the playing time going forward, and Max and Neek, truly, they went straight from a college season into the draft process, into summer league, and then straight into the season, right? And so they've already played more games this year than they played their final year of college. Like, that is a really legit thing that rookies have to go through and experience. And I think just having that 1 week off for everybody involved really is so important for your body to recover, just as much as it is like mentally to recover. And this is just kind of how it is. You have the game tonight and then you leave and you're gone for a little over a week. I mean, let's see if I can remember where we're going. I think San Antonio, Memphis, Houston, Dallas back to back, then to LA before coming home. Like, Kings won't be home until beginning of March. And so it's like, you've had this mental break, you've had this physical break, you're going to play a game at home, but then you're like shot straight back out onto the road for an extended period of time. And so these are just the challenges that you go through during the season. But for me, I think we always talk about the mental break, but we talk about that in rough seasons, right?
Yeah.
The physical break, no matter if you're having a great season or a rough season, is really, really critical, just because of the wear and tear on these guys' bodies, and especially given the fact that a lot of the guys that are getting big minutes and have been getting big minutes and will get big minutes going forward are these young guys that they're experiencing this NBA schedule for the very first time.
In our last thought here, Katie, as you got Kings and Magic tonight, I just wanted to ask, I don't expect you to have an answer here, but as a former WNBA player, I do want to ask you about the league, the WNBA. It's as good as it's ever been, maybe the best it's ever been. They're thriving. Players, and I'm all in on the player side. They've been underpaid for years. You know that. They're trying to stand their ground. The league is trying to stand their ground. It feels they got to be really careful here because I don't want them to lose any of this great momentum. Just love your opinion on kind of where their talks are or what you see. I mean, I don't know. I just love your overall take on where the WNBA is in these negotiations to try to keep this sport thriving.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. I wish I had like a good answer for you. I'll be honest. I know they're in negotiations with the league, the CBA. I don't follow it super closely. If I'm being honest, just being a mom and a wife and managing an NBA season, like, I'm pretty, tapped out most of the time. And, it was, I don't know, 2 or so months ago, I want to say that, comments that the WNBA commissioner had made to some players had kind of come to light. And that was incredibly, incredibly disappointing for me to hear.
Yeah.
I had some great commissioners while I was in the WNBA, and people that I really, really felt supported players and the idea of a professional, women's sports league, right? And, the league started in 97, and I came into the league in 2002. So I was very much in the infancy of the league, and we didn't have a lot of bargaining tools. We didn't have a lot of the things that these players have now kind of in our back pocket. And I think they're doing a great job in the sense of kind of standing up for some things that I think that they deserve, But I also think it's difficult, right? Because at the end of the day, it's a business, and there are still WNBA teams that are being financed by, NBA franchises and by the league and that type of thing. And so players like Caitlin Clark, I think, have drastically shifted momentum for the league. And you've obviously got, other leagues that have now been created, and you can see that there is a desire for consumption for the women's basketball product. So I can't speak on like the negotiations. I know they're ongoing and that type of thing. I'm pretty far removed from that.
Yeah.
But I do remember going through CBA negotiations when I was in the league. And one thing that I noticed about it was a lot of the players at that time were not actively involved in those discussions. Like we would meet and we would have meetings as a team when we were on the road or in your home city. And it was things like, you guys really, truly need to pay attention to what's going on because this impacts the league now, but it impacts the league going forward. And I believe at the time, like Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson, like some of those big names were, the players that were representing us in those negotiations. And one of the big things that they were fighting for was raising the veteran minimum.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem with that is they actually damaged the league and the overall product by fighting for that because, yes, they raised the veteran minimum, but they did not raise the salary cap. So what ended up happening is a lot of, vets that had been in the league and were role players and important players on their teams ended up not having jobs because the younger players were more affordable. And so all of these things, and I'm not like an economics person, and I'm certainly not on the business side of basketball. That is not my strong point. I don't even delve into it because it makes my brain hurt, right? But you need to have smart people. You need to think about the overall picture. And I think most importantly, what I want to see, yes, I want to see the league succeed, but I want to see someone in a position of leadership that is leading the league, that their comments and their demeanor reflect what these women deserve.
I think that's well said. I'm glad I asked. Great answer there, Katie, on that, and we'll see where that goes. I wish them nothing but the best because the product is amazing right now. We'll see what we got tonight with the Kings and the Magic. Katie, I know you'll be on the call, and we'll look forward to talking to you next week from the road.
All righty. We'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you. That's Katie Christensen joining us as she does each and every week, sharing her insight on the Kings, and in this case, I'm giving us some intel and input from the WNBA. All right, still to come. Crosstalk with Matt and Kayla. That's the last portion of the show, celebrity birthdays. But up next, What's on Deck? Brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. That's all coming up right here on Sactown Sports.
Listen to the #1 sports lineup in Sacramento.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross, Matt George, and Kayla Anderson. The Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Alan Stiles.
Every weekday live and local 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Online at SactownSports.com or download the app right on your phone. Your #1 source for all your Northern California sports. Sactown Sports 1140.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Sacramento will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 916-277-8599. That's 916-277-8599. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Your business moves fast. Your bank should keep up. At Valley Strong Credit Union, business banking is built for momentum with tools that help you manage cash flow, streamline payments, and fuel growth. Right now, there's never been a better time to switch. Open a new Valley Strong business account and get 3 months of business banking products and services free, up to $750 in value to power your next big move. Because when your business runs stronger, the whole Valley does too. Valley Strong Credit Union. Grow your business, grow your future at valleystrong.com/business.
Golf to Go is brought to you by the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Here's Frank LaRosa.
Many driving ranges have turned to hitting mats, with many of them using mats year-round. But according to golf top 100 teacher Martin Chuck, hitting off mats can give you a false sense of security, giving you the impression that you're a decent ball striker. There are a couple of ways to make sure you get the most out of your practice, and he shares them in Golf Magazine. First, approach the ball with purpose. Treat every shot like you would on the course. Stand behind the ball and visualize what you want the ball to do. Then walk in and go through the same routine you use during a round on the golf course. Second, try the towel drill. To make certain you aren't skipping the club head into the ball, place the towel a few inches behind the ball and try not to hit the towel on the downswing. This will help promote ball first contact. If you disturb the towel, then you know you're hitting the ground too early. Ball first contact is imperative. That's your Golf to Go. I'm Frank LaRosa.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah! It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
Well, what is on deck? We can tell you that right now. Kings basketball, they're back, baby. The Kings are back. And I don't know if anybody else shared that feeling when I was talking to Katie there. That's kind of how I feel about. Obviously, I know they're in a long losing streak, but just having the time off, if they weren't to win tonight, if it was a loss, it would be 15 in a row, which is bad. I mean, there's nothing good about that, but part of me will feel like it's one in a row. Maybe not. Maybe I'll have to see how I feel after it ends, but it will factually be 15 in a row if they lose. And if they win, it would be one in a row either way. It'd be like a fresh start, mental reset. They win at home. That'd be awesome. But that game is tonight. I'll have game night tonight. I'm sitting in for Scott Marsh for that with the High Flyer. And then, of course, the Kings pregame, normally there for that with HT. And then the G-Man on the call. I think when we're looking at this, this is kind of the way I've phrased this on as far as our splitting up of these NBA games. I've told you about the NBA's bottom six as far as the overall standings go. Sacramento dead last, followed by the Wizards, Pelicans, Pacers, Nets, and Jazz. Those are the teams that I think have the most likely chance of being at the bottom, though I may need to include Dallas now. They're at 19 wins, only one more than Utah. And there's a little separation from the Jazz to the Nets. The Nets, the Pacers, the Pelicans all have 15 wins. 14 for the Wizards, and the Kings dead last with 12. But if we're looking at that bottom six under that assumption, you have the Kings playing the Magic, so that's one of the six. You have the Nets at the Cavs, and obviously the Nets will be heavy underdogs in that one. And then the matchup where somebody has to win, it's the Pacers at the Wizards. So you have a 15-win Pacer team, a 14-win Washington team. And
gross.
Maybe it is gross. And guess what, everybody? They play tomorrow again.
Gross. Gross.
So the Pacers at Wizards tonight. And then tomorrow, things are getting better. Pacers at Wizards again. So those are your bottom six. And then if you look at maybe the better teams, the Spurs are taking on the Suns. You've got the Rockets at the Hornets, the Celtics at the Warriors, and the Nuggets at the Clippers. Plus more Winter Olympic action going on. That's going on. Chris, I don't believe have you looked at the point spreads for today?
No.
I have not. I'm just going to ask you. You've deemed that game gross. Pacers at Wizards. Who is favored and by how much?
Wizards, 2.5.
Where's Dave's bell? Right spread.
Pacers.
Pacers by 2.5. Let's do our squad. The Sacramento Kings hosting the Orlando Magic.
We don't have to do it.
We don't have to do it?
No.
You don't want to do it?
I'm going to guess Magic, 6.5.
Right team? Yeah, wrong spread. 8.5.
Oh, that was my next one.
Was it?
Yeah.
All right, let me try one more. Let's see. You pick the game of choice. Rockets at Hornets, Nets at Cavs, Hawks at Sixers. Which one you feel the most confident? Pistons at Knicks.
These are all terrible. I'm going to say the Knicks favored by 3.5.
Wow. Why were you so sure on that?
I don't know. It's like that, how I get the movies right. It just pops into my head.
Okay, I'm going to ask you two more just because I'm curious. Celtics at Warriors.
Warriors 5.5.
Right spread.
What?
Boston by 5.5. And then the last one, Dennis Schroeder, your guy, and the undefeated Cavs since they've added James Harden and Schroeder and Keon Ellis, I believe. Hosting the Brooklyn Nets, winners of 15 games.
Cavs 10.5.
Right team? I knew you'd get the right team. Cavs by 16.5.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a big number. That is a big number. Also on deck tonight, college hoops. UC Davis. We talked to Coach Les yesterday. They are in action today. They are on the road as wrapping up the Big West season. The Aggies will be at Cal State Fullerton tonight. And let me double check this. Out of the still a member of the Big Sky at home tonight. Mike Bibby and the squad. Hornets have been really good at home. They take on Eastern Washington. So you get a couple of 9-win teams. What? Eastern Washington?
Like Washington, the state is terrible, but then you get into Eastern Washington, it's even worse. I call it Western Idaho.
It basically is. We stayed in Eastern Washington to play Idaho a couple years ago. It's not that far, but I'm saying this now. I am going to miss some portions of the Big Sky. And I think the MAC is going to end up being the same. Like where I'll go, oh my gosh, this year we get to go to this school's place. I've loved that little town. It's been fun to go to Kalamazoo. It's been fun to go to Toledo, wherever it is. There's some stops along the Big Sky that aren't as fun. Press boxes that aren't as great. And then there's Missoula. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love going to Missoula, Montana. But I don't know that I'm going to miss Pocatello, Idaho. I don't think I'm going to miss Flagstaff's okay. But Cheney, Washington, that Eastern Washington, the red turf.
Didn't Cheney coach for Temple for a long time?
He did, and he wanted to fight Calipari. Where are those days where coaches wanted to fight each other?
I want to kill you.
Yes. I think
the thing that was like...
That was literally what he said, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you.
Well, the bad thing is...
At Calipari's press conference.
And you knew Calipari knew something, and they're like, do you know what that was about? He's like, I have no idea.
Yeah, you did.
He said something.
Yeah, you did. I'm going to kill you. Oh, my gosh. And then there's, the school I appreciate, UCLA, and their coach, Mick Cronin. Ugh. Embarrassing what he did the other day.
Dave loves LA. Dave loves it.
I showed you that clip. People have seen that by now, Chris.
You raising your voice at me?
That was all of it was bad. That was so cringeworthy. I don't know if I have the clip. I thought I did. I don't. I don't want to play it anyway. I actually wasn't. I was kind of waiting for the day yesterday, part of the day going, well, I don't know that he should be fired, but if they did, I'm like, yeah.
I wouldn't be sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either. And when he was there, like at first, like I don't know anything about him personally. I've never met him, never talked to him. I will say I've not heard a lot of good things. I've not loved that about him. But the first couple of years, got him to the Final Four. He's a heck of a coach, or had been. And now it's...
Are you saying that he's worn out his welcome?
Seems like it. Sure seems like it. They're on the bubble for the NCAA tournament. And I will say, normally, I don't care. Just win. And now, try to be a better person, too. You can work on that part, Coach. You can definitely work on that. So that's what's on deck. No wrestling on deck tonight, Chris? Anything to...
You can rewatch...
and look for Chris.
AEW Dynamite.
Are you going to be doing... Well, you're going to be working Kings, but when are you rewatching that?
This weekend.
Okay.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Let's get the very latest in our gold medal count with more Olympics going on. What was the name of the dog? Matt said it earlier. I don't even know.
Its name is Ruffledore from the area of Gryffindor. Good thing I recorded that.
Yes. All right. Our latest medal tally. 34 for Norway. They lead everybody. 26 for Italy. Ooh, the
Norway's my country.
Your country?
Yeah.
Is it Norway or my way? A little bit. A little bit.
That's very close to Every Day I'm Shivering.
What was better? Every Day I'm Shivering, Norway or our way, or I can't believe Arsenal gave up an own goal.
I think Norway.
Okay. Italy, second with 26, but here comes the United States. Why do I talk like that? 25 medals, 7 gold, 12 silver, 6 bronze, which Chris has deemed bronze is the best medal to get.
Yes.
It's like, hey, I got something. Silver is the worst?
Yes.
Gold's good.
Of course.
Yeah.
But then even with gold, it's like, especially if you have another event, it's like now the pressure is really on.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm a one-time gold medalist. Like I can't come back without another medal.
They're going to say I'm bad even though I got a gold medal.
But silver, it's like I was so close, maybe. And it's like I got to wait another 4 years or I just settle with my silver. But the bronze, like I got something.
Hey,
look at this.
It's like finding $20 in your pocket.
I came all the way
that
out
you
here.
didn't know you had.
And look what I got. This is fun. More fun. A lot of countries without medals. A lot of countries.
Such as?
Okay. The list is larger with countries without medals than countries with medals. Albania, Andorra, Argentina, Armenia, Azerbaijan. I think I said that right.
You did.
Benin.
I have seen Azerbaijan's soccer team.
I've never heard it. Benin? Benin? B-E-N-I-N?
Benin.
By Benin. Bolivia, Bosnia, and
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina?
Yeah, that's where Dzeko's from.
Dzeko?
Edin Dzeko.
Chile, Chinese Taipei, Colombia, Croatia, Cyprus, Denmark, Ecuador.
Croatia doesn't have one? Wow, that's kind of surprising.
I have not heard of this one, Chris. Eritrea? Eritrea? Estonia, Greece, Guinea-Bissau, I think, Haiti, Hong Kong, Hungary, Iceland, India, Iran, Ireland, Israel, Jamaica, Kenya, Kosovo, Lebanon, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg. Yeah, you get the point, Matt. Malaysia, Malta, Mexico, Monaco, Mongolia, Montenegro, Morocco, Nigeria, North Macedonia, Pakistan, Philippines, Portugal, Puerto Rico, Republic of Moldova, Romania.
That's where Marina Shafir is from.
Marina Shafir?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Saudi Arabia, Serbia, Singapore, Slovakia, South Africa, Thailand, Trinidad and Tobago, Turkey, UAE Emirates.
It's Turkey now.
It is. That's, I read it Turkey, but you're right. Turkey.
Turkey.
I don't like that. UAE Emirates.
Don't you say that on Thanksgiving?
Turkey. Uruguay, Uzbekistan, and Venezuela. They have not. I used to know flags pretty well. How are you on flags? Maybe that'll be Friday Fun and Games. I'll present flags
average
with the Olympics. You think if we do Friday Fun and Games with flags tomorrow, will you do the best or worst? Or middle, like you said?
I'll do the best.
I don't think Matt will know any.
No.
Yeah.
But I know the flag from Middle Earth.
Me, Maddie.
All right, break time for us. When we come back. Oh, by the way, I wanted to read this one, Chris, from Craig in Wisconsin. He's a regular. We were talking about this earlier. Better to sleep with your wife's sister. You're going to lose your wife either way, but in this case, at least you keep your brother.
There you go.
That's his reasoning. Thank you, Craig. All right. When we come back, we will have crosstalk with Matt and Kayla and celebrity birthdays. That is next.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Febreze. New Febreze Air Mist has 50% more odor fighters and up to 30% more fragrance than the old formula. So now you can take on 100% more stinky odors, like sweaty gym bags, greasy cooking smells, and the after effects of the dog rolling around in something. Just spray, and new Febreze Air instantly restores just clean freshness. Smell you later, odor. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
How can you grow your business from idea to industry leader? With smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Get 5 quarts of Syntec Full Synthetic and a MicroGuard Select Oil Filter for just $32.99, plus 2 times points at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Limit supply.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
At Stockton Honda, we know how to honor a great deal. Like right now during our President's Day sales event. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, you can find star-spangled savings on some of our best models. Why not stop in today and see for yourself? Come celebrate at Stockton Honda and get huge savings on our giant selection. Plus top dollar for your trade.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Welcome to guided meditation. Close your eyes. You're at the beach. The seagulls are calling. You take out your iPhone 16e you got from Cricket and use Apple Intelligence to clean up that selfie you just took. It's a good one. You send it to your friends instantly thanks to reliable nationwide 5G. They're totally jealous. Get iPhone 16e for $49.99 when you switch. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Requires new line on the Supreme Unlimited plan. First service charge and tax due at sale. $25 activation fee. Terms and restrictions apply. Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. See store for details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At InShape, we have a place for every kind of mover. The Sometimer, the early riser, the after-work grinder, the yogi, lifter, bodybuilder, walker, runner, swimmer, spinner, stretcher, rower, climber, jumper, dancer, boxer, sauna seeker, recoverer. Basically, if you walk, lift, stretch, or sweat, you belong at InShape. So whether it's your first time or your first time in a while, start the year strong and join today at InShape.com. Find a location nearest to you.
It's Carmichael Dave wanting you to join Capital Casino every Wednesday for their midweek madness drawing, giving away $2,000 in total cash starting at 6 p.m. in a safe, friendly environment. Plenty of well-lit parking available, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. And remember, Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. 411 North 16th Street in downtown Sacramento. For more information, log on to capital-casino.com and please gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
Yeah, this is none of those things.
And now,
here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
think we need to have the pre-crosstalk on crosstalk.
I know, right? That was funny. Well, all of that was funny.
Yeah.
It was like 3 different things.
There's a lot going.
There's a lot that happens in a very short period
Yes.
of time on this show.
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
I fell for it.
Yeah, but
it's not as funny.
But I was a
you
girl.
did it fine.
I knew what Chris was trying to do.
I was surprised. I didn't think you did. Did he do it to you before?
No, I've seen I've on the internet. I've seen
it's
it
like
on
an
the
internet challenge
Yeah, they get a
thing?
bunch of men to do it.
Okay.
Manly men.
I was just like, I like any competition. So
Yeah.
anything that makes me do something where I
This
think
is
I
good
can
to know.
win.
Kayla's competitive about
For the
anything,
future.
anything and everything. If you challenge Kayla to anything, she'll I'll beat you and I'll destroy you.
Now you should know you should be a little reserved if Chris is the one setting up the challenge.
That's a very good.
It could be
very
legit,
good point.
but it also could not be.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll be watching out.
Yeah.
Matt, you look nice tonight. Or sorry.
Tonight?
I was thinking today, but you're going to the game tonight.
Yeah, I've been mocked openly by Dave Deuce Mason about my wardrobe changes at games since I left television. So
You don't have to dress up.
jealous, Matt.
So no, because Deuce always looks great. Morgan looks amazing
it's
all the time.
uncomfortable.
And they mocked me in front of Dylan Cardwell about my fit. So I'm like, well, I can't look dumb in front of Dylan Cardwell.
He's out.
True.
That's true. I'm gonna go.
Could have waited
change.
4
Yeah,
weeks.
get your sweats back on.
Yeah.
So you stay here or stay nearby?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not driving all the way back to Roseville.
It's 2 o'clock when you're done.
Well, I mean, we got post-show meetings and stuff. The hustle, the grind never stops, J-Ross.
Never stops.
What time do you guys? I don't want to get in that business. I was gonna say leave.
Usually, anywhere between 2:50 and 2:30.
Yeah, and he sometimes does podcasts.
We'll do
That's true.
podcasts.
The Matt George podcast.
The Matt George podcast. Available on Sactown Sports.
Check it out.
Yeah, I have.
Jason was supposed to be on an episode, and then he ran out of time, and he just really walked out.
I remember that day, and
Yeah.
I was actually curious
You
because
were
I
in
knew you had the game night.
Yeah.
And so I was like, did he ever get that done?
Yeah, no, he walked out, so he never could release it.
That's
like,
a
"I'm not doing
special.
this."
You have to pay to see that podcast. High priced.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's coming up today on the show?
Well, we're starting with a bang because Kayla and I I don't want to speak for Kayla.
No. And he knows.
I'm completely out on Darren Peterson right now. Completely out. And
I got a text on that.
I accidentally texted him instead of you.
It's like, this is for Matt. I'm like, that's fine.
Well,
Okay, I know what's coming up on the show.
Kayla's been kind of the leader of this charge. She was always like, I don't like this. And this was like back when the show started.
What, because he doesn't play
Just
and
'cause
plays
he-
11 minutes or 11 games he's missed?
Cramps and like I don't believe it. I don't buy it. And I think about the situation in Sacramento. Like, what's going to stop him from doing this in Sacramento for Coach Doug Christie or anybody else? Like, hell no. Right now, I mean, I'm fully on team AJ DeBonsa. I've been on team. Why are we looking at Draymond stomping Domantas Sabonis on our television right now?
It was like Stephen A's top list of why he shouldn't be a commissioner because Draymond said he would like to be commissioner.
Okay, great. Well, that just totally threw me off. That was years ago. Move on, ESPN. Anyway, so we're doing that, and then we're talking about Tony Vitello and his experience, how we think he can kind of change baseball for the better in many ways with what he's bringing to the table. And I think this is the rest of this season, while it might be not fun for us and maybe disinteresting for us fans, I think it's the most important stretch of Doug Christie's coaching career.
Why is that? Well, you're going to say.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
share one.
that's a
Listen in.
tease right
Sure,
there,
that is.
baby. Let's go.
I don't know if you guys feel this way. I was saying this with Katie. They've obviously lost 14 in a row. That's painful. It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because they've been off so long, like if they lost tonight, which they're favored to, it would be 15, but it feels like it's 1.
I heard you talk to her
Like
about
just
that.
because we saw all
It
14.
does?
Well, I'm not saying like
'Cause there's
they're
like a
bad.
break.
The break's been so long. Like the 14 we felt, it's like, man, another loss, another one. I don't know. It just feels like a new start, even though the record's bad and it would be 15 in a row. I don't know.
I guess it's the manner of the loss because
Yeah.
the last two, the way you lost those last
Ugh.
2 games to go into the
So
break was
ugly.
very much like we just want to get the hell out of here,
Right.
And to be embarrassed in New Orleans and Utah back to back.
True.
If you have and people forget before those 2 losses
Those were
was
fun
that incredibly competitive game against Cleveland.
Yep.
That made everybody feel great. So if we get a loss like that against Orlando tonight in the Golden One Center, I'm thrilled.
Yeah.
Same
But
here.
Thrilled.
I'm not happy with getting your rinsed for
I
forever.
can't even stay up barely for the second half of those games. I'm
Yeah.
like literally dozing off. I'm like, Kayla, keep your eyes open.
She says that to
So
herself.
bad.
To her dog.
To my dog. who's already miserable watching that team.
Red?
Red.
She forced her mother. Her mother came into town, and she forced her mother to watch Kings basketball.
What was her thoughts? Not interested.
And she knows basketball.
Okay.
She's a Gonzaga fan, and she's like, Kayla, what is this?
Well, it's
I said, I don't know,
something.
Mom. It's a new team I'm covering.
Yeah. Get used to it.
Get locked in and ready,
That's
baby.
right. Well, let's do it. It's time for celebrity birthdays.
Chet Holmgren from Gonzaga. Chet Holmgren doesn't even look like a basketball star.
He doesn't.
He looks like a guy from esports.
He does.
But he's a star. Your thoughts?
Yes.
Right. All right.
Sure.
Time for celebrity birthdays brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. Crumble Cookies sounds good.
It does.
All right. Happy birthday today, February. Yeah, it's the 19th. Almost Christmas. You guys ready?
Start your shopping.
My nephew just asked, how many more days till Christmas? Oh, bro.
A lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
All right.
Start counting.
Jeez.
Millie Bobby Brown.
She's from Stranger Things.
She did some growing up. Good job, Maddie.
Me, Maddie.
She's 22.
She's gotten a lot of heat for her looks in terms of how she's grown up in front of the public. And they're like, oh, she
Good or
looks like
bad?
she's I'm like, she's grown up now. You guys were watching her when she was like a little girl.
Really good friends with Drake, too.
Oh, that could be awkward.
Nope. That's not when you use that.
I'm going to say 25.
21.
We have a correct answer. It goes to Matt George, big Millie Bobby Brown
And
fan.
she's that young. She does look older.
Chapel Roan.
Oh, I like her music. Love her music.
Matt, you love her music?
I've got a Chapel
Pink
Roan
Pony
story
Club.
that I have to tell you guys off the air.
Pony Club. 24.
26. 7.
She
6?
is
25.
Again, Matt George closest, 28.
Oh, she's older.
Nikola Jokic.
Don't know who that is.
Never heard of him.
He's 30. He's got to be 30 by now.
29.
32.
Tie between Chris and Matt, 31. Seal.
Art.
What's that song that he sings?
Let me
Been
see.
kissed by a rose on
His second best movie song.
Baby!
There we
you
go.
Didn't know you were Seal.
Lucille?
Sure.
Seal is 64.
63.
61.
We have a correct answer. Goes to Kayla Anderson, 63. Happy birthday to Josh Reddick. You better get this.
We love Josh Reddick until he was an Astro, and then we didn't like Josh Reddick anymore. Now we really love Josh Reddick again. Big wrestling fan, too. Josh Reddick is 35.
36.
34.
Kayla's closest, 39.
Yeah, idiot.
All right, last one. Dave Stewart. A's.
64.
67.
69.
We have a correct answer. It's Kayla Anderson.
Nice.
Dave Stewart. All right, that's it for us. Thanks to Kelly Brothers. Thanks to Sam Amick. Thank you to Katie Christensen, Matt, and Kayla. Coming your way next. See ya.
The Sactown Sports 1140 newsletter right to your email. Get your latest on the Sacramento Kings, athletics, and Republic FC with the Sactown Sports